From the Wikipedia page for hole, under the headline "The Holes in Our Roads," the brief stated, there are 4,000 holes in the road in Blackburn, Lancashire, or 1/26 of a hole per person, according to a council survey. From the Wikipedia page for Piss is a vulgarism. From the Wikipedia page for geography, some publications limit the number of branches to physical and human, describing them as the principal branches. From the Wikipedia page, the vulgar is a Latin word meaning common or pertaining to ordinary people. From the Wikipedia page for Satan, it may be shaped and coloured in a variety of ways, using ingredients such as mugwort. From the Wikipedia page for Satan, Scott Poole, author of Satan in America, the Devil We Know, has opined that in the United States over the last 40 to 50 years, a composite image of Satan has emerged that borrows from both popular culture and theological sources, and that most American Christians do not separate what they know about Satan from the movies from what they know from various ecclesiastical and theological traditions. From the Wikipedia page for mugwort, Roman soldiers put mugwort in their sandals to protect their feet against fatigue and cramps. From the Wikipedia page for Little Miss Muffet, and Little Miss Muffet sat on a buffet 1840s. From the Wikipedia page for Tony Blair, Blair has been a long-time member of the pro-Israel lobby group Labour Friends of Israel. From the Wikipedia page for Town, it is also commonly served with grilled chicken dishes and can be served with almost any meat dish. From the Wikipedia page for Piss, piss is a vulgarism. From the Wikipedia page for Oracle Hawaii in Hawaii, oracles were found at certain Hawaiian temples. From the Wikipedia page for Fango, these acts of adoration are societally limited to adolescent youth or menopausal women, in both instances blaming these two periods of hormonal lunacy on the irrational, overtly sexual behavior.
Sub to bird attacks. They have given 26 gift subs in the channel.
From the Wikipedia page for Night folklore and religion diverse cultures have made connections between the night sky and the afterlife. From the Wikipedia page for Banshee, from the Wikipedia page for Delphi, excavations have revealed a large three-aisle basilica in the city, as well as traces of a church building in the sanctuary's gymnasium. From the Wikipedia page for Friday, these include Theotokea hymns to the Mother of God, which are chanted on Wednesdays and Fridays, called Stavra Theotokea Cross Theotokea. From the Wikipedia page for the Emoji Movie, Jailbreak reveals that Gene can be fixed in the cloud, and the group goes off into the Just Dance app. From the Wikipedia page for Gooning, when practiced by males, direct sexual stimulation without the refractory period after orgasm is sometimes possible. From the Wikipedia page for USB 4.1 specification up to the 20 speeds. From the Wikipedia page for fact legal pleadings a party. From the Wikipedia page for Destiny's Child, since the group's official disbandment in 2006, Knowles, Rowland, and Williams have reunited several times, including at the 2013 Super Bowl halftime show and the 2018 Coachella Festival. From the Wikipedia page for Social Dynamics, PT/Wayback/20 trillion90 billion 620 2018/http://www.rcf. From the Wikipedia page for trees, it protects the trunk against the elements, disease, animal attack and fire. from the Wikipedia page for Mute, Taylor and Francis, 2004.
Hello. Sorry, I must have, I jimmied some things around during the Dungeons & Dragons stream, and I didn't think it would have an effect on this scene. Hello,
From the
everyone.
Wikipedia page for Hello S.
Yes, hello. How interesting. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hi, and wow. I'm your host, Sean Morley, and you are listening to The Night Hole. I hope everyone is well. Let me explain my perfect vision for The Night Hole. I, for a long time, just wanted to do a really open-ended stream that was a magazine show, and a big part of the magazine show was deciding what the segments are. Thank you, Funky. How kind. And who was recipient? Jim? Please thank Funky for their kindness. Jim, you last you've seen in chat, you were doing a little angry but smiling face. Can you do a thank? Okay, you didn't need to keep that emoji, but I'm glad you're grateful. I had a beautiful, golden, futuristic idea of a magazine show with lots of competing segments and just different things happen at different times. But coming up with 1 million segments obviously isn't easy. And I think tonight's show is going to be about coming up with segments, and the show will evolve. Why did Stanley not haha? Why did Stanley not haha? Let me give you a Stanley haha. Stanley? Why didn't it Stanley haha? Stanley? Stanley, where are you? There we go. That's Stanley's haha. Looks like, once again, listen, I don't want to complain excessively, but there's something, Sammy, you know, since Sammy broke, it just won't really work for me anymore. I don't know what it is. Honestly, it could be the little, it could be the home VLC server I keep turning on so I can watch Gilmore Girls with dinner before I stream. Is actually using up the exact same WebSocket frequency as Sammy. That is my best theory for why things have started going a bit wrong for me. But I've enjoyed it. Rory's just gone to Yale. Hope she'll be okay. Glad to see Paris is still in it. I miss Jess. Hope Jess comes back. Where's Jess? Every episode I just go, well, where's Jess? Love that guy. All right, could be back now. Yeah, where's Paris, Texas? You said it ages ago, but Bread Santa's Minute of Hate stuck in my mind. Well, this is what we'll be discussing. So, what I want for a proper call-in show, I think when there needs to be like a big question, which is, what should we put in the show? And a caller will come on, suggest something. Hello, Crescent. Where's Jeff? What you mean? You can't mean...
Where's Jeff?
Yeah, where's Jeff? You can't mean Dominic Cummings' big dog, do you? Gilmore Girls. Yeah, I'm going to need that a little. So the idea is I'm going to open the lines and individual callers come. They suggest maybe a recurring segment on the Night Hole. We debate its merits, its flaws, its obstacles. And then I say, thank you. I write it on the list. And then we sort of start designing a visual diagram of how the show could be. And then next week, depending on how things go, Gilmore Girls is one of the few shows to truly respect your time by not having any spaces between the words or lines. I didn't enjoy the Gilmore Girls until I realized who Lorelai Gilmore and Rory Gilmore reminded me of, and that was Sonic and Tails, in terms of that dynamic and their individual attitudes to life. And then I got really into it. I think, honestly, you could really map a lot. And then there's definitely a Knuckles in there. Definitely Richard's sort of an Eggman, Dr. Robotnik figure. Like, I don't know why, but all the archetypes from the Sonic universe map onto Gilmore Girls really well. The cafe guy is Knuckles. Yes, of course, he's Knuckles. Yeah, good point. You just autism the Gilmore Girls. It wasn't hard. Let me tell you, I didn't have to work very hard. I mean, that could be something we do. I don't know enough people know the characters of the Gilmore Girls really to warrant Or really, how many people know more than 5 characters from the Sonic universe? Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, Big the Cat, and then we're done. Yeah, so what else is it? Yeah, so I'm gonna turn on the calls. Shadow, yeah, and Amy, yeah. Amy could be Paris. I don't know. Charmy the Bee? Doesn't matter. Listen, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Have you ever Googled your name and then Sonic OC? It sounds like that might be really dangerous. SBO rules. I think SBO is Jess. Don't know who Big the Cat would be. Maybe Kirk. Do we know Gilmore Girls? Played a lot of Sonic Heroes. Do you know what? That comes across. Chili dogs? Sure. I think it would have to be coffee in this world. Berta said, we're off to a good start. So I am going to open the night hole. Anyone can come in, but I do want to, I do want it to feel more like a radio call-in. So once you've said your piece, I'm going to chuck you out and hopefully encourage a revolving door. You can come back in as many times as you like, but I want to make sure we have a lot of empty space for people to come in. I made Sonic Sona in Sonic Forces. Yeah, it was not very good. The game or your specific Sonic Sona? I also hear we can we're going to diagramize things, segments for the night hole. I think what makes a segment good, I think it needs these qualities at least. It needs to be something that we could do over and over again, and it's not going to get too boring. It has a bit of inbuilt variety. It has to be economical. It can't take like loads and loads of time to make just to be a short thing. It needs to be something that could be turned over, and it needs to be achievable. It has to be something we could actually do, right? It has to be plausible in some way. Hello, Fluff. And then here we'll have a little plan here. Like there's the intro. I think every show splits into 3 parts really easily. And all I've got now is at the beginning, I say hello to everyone. But then occasionally I think we could play the Wikipedia game, which I do want to get working. Do you want to play a round of the Wikipedia game? I want to get it popular. I want to get it real popular. Sure, all right. Okay. Are you really going to be condescending, like change the bright? Oh, that's good. Shall I write that down as an idea? That's fun. Be an asshole and just say, I'm just trying to understand. Could you name one of the policies that you're from the EU that you're happy you don't have to follow? I missed the capybara. Oh, I'm sorry. The capybara should still be there. There we go. I could make it even more pronounced if you like. There you go. Sorry. I never meant to get rid of the capybara. I don't know where it should be, though. The ideas must come... Okay, yeah. In order to have your idea registered, it must come through calls. Let's play a game of the Wikipedia game. Okay, we're going to find a random sentence from a random Wikipedia article. Your job is to guess or know, correctly identify. What's this from?
From a random Wikipedia page, upon Solomon's death, his son Rehoboam succeeded him, but 10 of the tribes of Israel refused him as king, splitting the monarchy into the northern kingdom of Israel under Jeroboam, while Rehoboam continued to reign over the smaller southern kingdom of Judah.
Congratulations, Grugger Smith. You have been added to the leaderboard for tonight with 1 point. We didn't last for very long, so I think it's only fair that we give it another shot there. Random wiki. I'm a big fan of the viscacha. It always looks tired, just like me. Is that an animal? 250 articles. Oh, here we go.
From a random Wikipedia page, Meister Eckhart's sermons translated into English by Claude Field at Christian Classics Ethereal Library.
Okay, congratulations. Getting it in at exactly the same time. I'm going to call that a point apiece. John Cullen and Nćkār both get a point for that. What do you mean, what the fuck? They got it right. They knew about Meister Eckhart. These have been easy today. Yes, last time we played it was absolutely impossible. This is the only game I've seen that only has two states. Blisteringly impossible, like fully impossible, or absurdly easy and just comes down to typing speed. All right, we'll see again. Could we get it again? You seemed to be cheating, though.
From a random Wikipedia page, on the more southern tributaries, particularly in the Custer National Forest area, there are growing herds of prairie elk, an animal originally native to the plains of eastern Montana.
This seems like it's about habitats or an animal. Should we get another sentence? Oh, no, it's geography. It's a region.
From a random Wikipedia page, in its upper reaches above the Tongue River Reservoir and extending into the Big Horn Mountains, the Tongue River is fished for trout.
We can also pull an image up, though it's going to show us like a national park in America. It's just going to show us a big bit of greenery. There you go. Oh, this could be a big clue here. It could be a big clue. It's got to be some combinations of those three words on the top left. Oh, okay. I'm going to guess as well. Rivers in Montana? Tongue? All right, we'll keep going. Here, have another image and have a sentence. Oh,
From a
there you
random
go.
Wikipedia page, the Tongue River Valley near Nǐn kā, Montana also contains the southeast corner of the large Crow Indian Reservation.
Well, what is it then? The Tongue River Valley. Well, what is it? Hang on, what is it then?
From a random Wikipedia page, over several days the group was able to evade the Indian force, after which they walked over 30 miles out of the mountains and back to the Goose Creek camp, arriving worn out and fatigued, but with no casualties. From a
What is
random
it?
Wikipedia page, the Kiowa bands migrated southward, and the Crow remained dominant in an extensive area, including the Tongue River in south-central Montana through the 18th century, 19th century, and the era of the fur trade.
This is hard, actually.
From a random Wikipedia page, the Tongue River Basin does not have the gumbo-type mud that affects road travel in wet weather on the north side of the Yellowstone River.
I feel so confident that it must have been some combinations of the words you've already said. I'm worried that my script that handles the guessing isn't working correctly. Like, I feel so confident you must be correct that I think I must have done something wrong. I think it's going to be tongue. Wiki image. It's got to be this. It's got to be Tongue River Basin Watershed, Montana Tongue River. Guess Montana Tongue River. It's got to be this. Listen, I'm getting concerned. Do I have license to give up and have it spit out the answer? I've worried that something wrong's happening. It has to be Tongue River Basin or Montana Tongue River or the Tongue River Watershed. Hello, Screeve. Thank you very much for the subscription. And welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Night Hole. Will anyone give me license to give up on this one? Call this round an abysmal dud. A waste. All right. Wiki give up. Thank you for the subscription, Kim. That's 5 months. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Wiki give up. I have tried to, in fairness to me, I've tried to give an allowance but it is hard to get a script that I thought I'd put something in that would allow it to like check common backlinks and let you put in other possible things, but clearly that's not working. There are many tongue rivers. To be honest, we could have got it if we were really thinking with Wikipedias. If we were really thinking wiki mode. All right. Do we have any callers? If anyone wants to hop in and participate in the conversation, do we want any music? Shall I get some VGM going? Do I have any VGM? I feel like we collectively learn about Wikipedia. That's true. That's true. Like fuzzy matching. Well, not a specific kind of fuzzy matching. There is, I think there's a thing in the API that should allow you to see other redirects it accepts. Like sometimes articles actually have other names internally, but not all of them are set up. You know, it relies on that article having that set up in its own code and headers. And if it doesn't, then you have to put it in exactly, including the brackets. Hello, Sav. Yeah, the parentheses are clearly going to be completely important. Oh, I see that Oracle has joined the other thing called the Night Hall. I didn't realize there are two. I'm going to delete the one you're in, Oracle, but I do see that Bird has joined.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm, spending a little bit too much time explaining that we got to think about parentheses. Other than that,
Yeah.
good spirits.
Do you feel like your recent tumult with Sammy has irreparably changed your relationship to the technology?
I go through peaks and troughs. Before I started trying to do programming things, I saw technology as this kind of eternal thing that you set up and then it will erode really slowly. But I realized when you make it yourself, it's more like you've set a deck of cards into a little tower and you've erected, you tried to lay your dinner on it and you don't realize it will fall over in 2 days.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think I am definitely at a point in my life where like I'm ready to take off my sabots and throw them into the machine. But I was listening to somebody talk about research that they're doing earlier today where they're interviewing specifically women working in tech and how they use AI. And I know that Sammy isn't AI, but about how they use is it large language learning language? Whatever.
Large language models.
Yeah. And there was an interesting dichotomy where it was like, I feel like if I am using it to kind of help me write an email or something, it isn't me. But if it went away immediately, perhaps I would seem or be less confident. And there's kind of this interesting position where like it both is less authentic, but then that lack of authenticity is that like then enabling confidence in the workplace. Not at all relevant to what I wanted to talk about today, but it's on my mind.
Yeah, the idea of it giving you like templates of how to communicate with people is very like, what is it going to do to email manner in the future?
Yeah.
But email manner as well is also just a real narrowing of people into a very particular register. I feel like over the last 15 years, the diversity of how people might ever correspond in an email has narrowed into a single band of communication styles.
Yeah, and email manner is a great premise for an indie game that someone should snap up.
Oh, that's
if it's
good.
Not already been.
There aren't enough games about emailing.
Not enough games about emailing. There are some games about instant messaging. Not enough games about emailing.
There are. Have you met people who don't email? Have you met people who don't and won't email?
I've met people who are very staunchly anti-social media.
Yeah, that's fine. That's normal.
I don't think I have, or not recently anyway. But I think that's because the circles in which I run, everyone is so desperate to get gainful employment and network that they can't not be emailing.
You can't not be emailing. So I think a lot of this is working with like weird artists in the comedy fringes, but also some of it's done because of the weird community stuff I put out, and I put out Google Forms, and I always just send out emails to people to be like, here's what's happening, here's what you need to know, here's a bit of information about what this stream's going to be, and you're part of it. And there are some people who just, I have to find them another route, like Instagram DMs or something, and they're like, oh yeah, I've got 500 unread emails, so you can send me one, but I won't see it.
500? That's like baby numbers. I'm gonna get your numbers up.
Yeah, how many have you got?
Let's check, shall we?
Yeah, who here has the most unread emails?
Hang on. 371.
That's less.
Now, yeah,
that's a smaller number.
I thought it would be more. I genuinely thought it would be more.
You really talked a big talk.
I thought it would be more. I must have had a big clear out recently. A lot of them are like, I'm on a lot of mailing lists, and rather than getting the digest, I just get and some of them have cross posting. So I will sometimes get the same email 3 or 4 times, which is really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, inevitably, I just like mass open all of them. I'm too paranoid to delete them in case I accidentally delete anything important, but I will just throw them open.
I just have the Gmail auto filters open. So when I'm saying inbox 0, I mean of like the one that's considered significant by the filters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Or I realise that Oracle is here and we've not said hello, but also that I need to talk about my night hole idea. Otherwise, I'm taking up airtime.
Yeah. All right. Let's crack in. What's your idea?
I basically had, well, first of all, I want to say that RK made a suggestion of the bird bath, which is an interview segment involving B being in a bird bath, which I think is fun, and I want to steal his idea. But also, because you said you had the word scran written earlier,
yeah,
and I thought maybe a nice sort of brief warm-up game that you could sort of do at the beginning of the night hall is, have you played Scrandle?
I've never even heard of Scrandle. I saw you talking about Scrandle and hoped that eventually it would become clear to me.
So, as I'm sure you can guess from the DLE suffix, it is a sort of Wordle-esque fun internet game. Hang on, I'll just post the link in the chat now. Where the way that it works is that it puts 2 images from, I believe it's not just football, it's like sports arenas from across the world. It puts them up, it tells you the dish, it tells you how much they cost, and you have to try and guess which one people have. Oh, it says on the screen. Which one has the higher rating? Which one people prefer?
Okay, so our job collectively is to work out which people prefer more, in this instance, between, I need to move Oracle here. In this instance, between a bag of fried insects and a tub of insects. Are they always gross?
No.
Sometimes
they're not. They're not always gross, but like sometimes it's the saddest burger you've ever seen, and sometimes it's delicious and cheap, and then sometimes it's a bag of bugs or a tub of bugs.
All right, I think we could give this a trial period.
It's just like a fun one for like, you play a couple of rounds, like people start talking about kind of what they like and what they don't like. You're trying to sort of get into the mindset of, I'm a spectator of a sport somewhere in the world. What am I picking to snack on as I watch people play football?
Do you think I should be taken into account? Oracle, do you want to come in and say hello? It feels weird that you're just hovering. I guess that'll take a second.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to ask you a question, Oracle. If we're playing Scrandle, do you think we should take in the sport as a relevant piece of information? Because we know that the fried bag of insects is available at football.
I think they're both football, because if you look at the top, it says Nǐnkhā Football Club, and the other one is BG Pathum United.
Are you saying, like, would I rather eat a bag of insects or a bag of insects and also have to watch soccer.
No, because it could be. It's not in this instance, but what I'm saying is it could be. Would you rather eat a tub of insects and watch baseball, or eat a bag of fried insects and watch football? Like, it's a two-part evaluation.
Yeah,
I think
I think you need to take in the full thing.
I think they're both football, or it just says Scran, but I don't know if it's.
Only 45p. That's pretty cheap.
Well, I imagine it might be a cheap economy, but also it's only little insects as well. But you just know that if they sold, if they sold a bag of insects at Sheffield Wednesday Stadium, it would be £3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're not normally two of the exact same dish. So this is a real interesting round one of Scramble.
Oh, is it sometimes really easy where it's like a fried wasp or a hot dog?
Yeah, or it's like a huge burger that like comes with free chips and is delicious versus like the world's saddest single patty with cold American cheese.
Is it in
It
any
says it's hot or
way?
not.
Am I being in any way culturally insensitive or racist with my offhand remarks about how eating insects is gross? Maybe I should reevaluate that. I could get over it. I think.
I don't find it especially appealing. But I appreciate it's a source of cheap protein.
I think it's rather the one on the left.
The one on the left looks like a grub, whereas everything on the right feels like it will be chitinous and crunchy.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
So should we say...
You can tell yourself the grub is anything.
I'm happy for chat to give me any other ways of looking at this, but I'm leaning grub and football. Oh, no, they're both football. I'm leaning grub and Ncă cáo football.
I think it's all football.
It's all
There's the one
football.
on the right in polystyrene. Polystyrene is quite bad for the environment.
Bag of insects might be seasoned better. I'm going bag.
Oh, we've got a raid.
I'd rather the bag.
Well, welcome raiders. I've got to say the bag puts me off. The bag feels mad. A mad way of giving food out. Here's your see-through polythene bag and a stick with which you can stab and hoist out your food. That's listen, polystyrene, not great for the environment, but a cup is feasible. It's coherent.
Okay, go for the cup then. Go for the cup. I also want you to pick something so I don't have to look at this anymore.
Yeah?
Sports games, when you get nuts, they're normally in bags, aren't they? Maybe paper bags, but they're still in a bag. What's wrong with a bag?
A bag makes you think of like a seafood boil.
Yeah.
You're right that nuts come in a bag, yeah.
And sweets. If you get boiled sweets, they're often in a bag.
But you can see that the grub is wet. You shouldn't deliver wet things in a bag.
Say, there are so many rounds. There are so many rounds of Scramble to get through. You need to pick something.
What do you mean get through? At some point, does it kick me out
over chitinous polystyrene.
No. I mean that there's like it's like as in like there are multiple rounds in a game. So if you just pick one, we can get to the next one.
Hang on, sorry. We've spent so long on the particulars of these two images. I've forgotten the premise.
So you're picking which one you think people would prefer.
Yeah, but how do I be right? Am I is it like Family Fortunes where I want to pick the most popular option?
Yes.
Okay. I think bug on a stick.
Sweaty grub.
Yeah, we're in for it.
Yeah, go. Well, I don't know. I think you kind of swayed me to the cup. But...
No, you're right. Listen, if it was, do you want food in a cup or do you want food in a bag that you fish out with a stick? Then cup would win. But it's not quite that. It's two different unappealing bits of fried insect.
Okay, let's go bug in a bag. Bug in a bag.
Bug in a bag. Oh, fuck off. I couldn't have. Wow. Surely I thought about that.
Oh, yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
Wow.
This is so bad. These are both meals that I would make at university when I was depressed.
He's wearing a kilt. This is Scottish.
In my first year of university, I'd have made feels like this when I was in a great mood.
Scottish in lump. Sorry, sausage in lump. What's a lump?
Let's look up lump. Lump. It's a potato flatbread, so it's like a boxty or something. A
Homosexual has
Scandinavian
asked
pizza.
who is rating the food. I'm afraid I don't know.
The public. I think it all goes into the machine.
Probably, yeah. Whoever, yeah, probably, yeah.
The
I'm
sausage and
gonna.
lump might be quite nice.
Do you think there's anything special about this sausage, or do you think it's just a big old hot dog?
I think it just looks. To me, it just looks like a frankfurter, and it looks like there's nothing else in the wrap.
Yeah.
The pizza is at
dry,
least pizza.
And it has tomato. We can see that it has tomato.
Yeah.
I'm going pizza as a sort of a no-brainer here.
It's more expensive than pizza, though.
Yeah, but
if
you couldn't pay me to have a lomper.
For $3.50?
I'd have a lump.
$4.50 for that pizza, I would grouse, but I'd be like, oh, I guess it's a pizza.
It's really small, though. Look at the hand. It's really
maybe,
small.
Maybe it's a big man?
It'd have to be a giant man. Like this is the size of a CD. This is just slightly bigger than a compact disc, I think.
Yeah, that's true. You could throw it like a frisbee, and it would fly.
It would.
I think the lump might be good. I agree with Mono.
I'm not googling what any of these are.
No,
I know what a pizza is, but I'm not googling what lump it is.
Do you like boxty, Oracle?
Yes.
I
mean, surely everyone likes boxty.
No, I don't like boxty.
It's just a rosti. It's just a type of rosti.
I think my family makes it wrong. My family makes it rank.
Maybe that's possible.
I don't think the potato's even cooked. It's bitter as hell when my family make it.
I think that's poisonous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's green.
Isn't raw potato like not good for you?
Yeah, and I take tick damage like in Minecraft.
Just walk around and go, oh.
Yeah. Oh. I turn temporarily fully red overlay, but only momentarily.
Nice. Okay, I think pizza. I would go pizza personally.
It's just got a small pizza. Listen, there's no point as a principle as we go forward. There's no point being like, oh yeah, nice but small food or a wealth of shite.
Yeah.
Here's what you're not taking into account. So, have you ever had a pizza before? Yes. Have you ever had a sausage and lump before? No. So, which one is new experience in your life? Which one's broadening the experience of your life?
He's a good point.
Lump.
No, it isn't. It isn't. If someone made a new kind of food, and I'd be like, well, I should try that to broaden my palate. Have I had a potato wrap before? Yes. Have I had a frankfurter before? Yes. You can't tell me it's a completely new experience to just put one in the other and fold it. I'd be like, well, you can broaden your horizon. Yeah. That means I've got to try every combination of random shit that someone who's watching sports has thought of.
Yeah, if there was a sauce, if there were a visible sauce or some salad or something,
a little bit of mustard.
I don't trust.
People got the lump. Only one person got the pizza.
No. You can't. We're not taking that into account.
Oh, come on.
You don't know. No, that's just the photograph. That's not statistics. Hang on. Is this person wearing a dress? Definitely not a kilt.
I think it's a kilt because it's Norway versus Scotland.
I'm taking that into account. I'm taking that into account. This person's wearing it. It's being eaten by a sporran wearer.
Yeah, it's one of the Tartan Army in Norway, presumably at a soccer game.
Are we going to let that affect our choice?
Not me personally. I'm still going pizza, but
all right, pizza it is. Yeah. Okay. Oracle, you can we convince you?
I'm team lump, but I understand why you're choosing pizza.
Thank you for being conciliatory.
Very little like it.
All right, pizza.
No, I think pizza would be better, but I would still pick the lump.
Hang on. We're deciding what the world likes, though. We're not picking our opinions don't actually matter. We're here to show that we're in touch with the common tongue.
I think the world would still pick the pizza.
They would. The world would pick the pizza. The world's going to look at absolute dryness, the driest meal you've seen in your life, and they're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
The pure dryness is what puts me off. You could at least dip it in beer or something. Oh, fuck off.
Beer.
I'm out of touch.
What the hell? Okay, I'm out of touch. Whoa.
I think it's the kilt.
This might take a while.
Okay, do you have one? I hope this would be a
Is that
quick,
kiwi?
fun way to kick things off. Change my mind. I'm intrigued. My interest is piqued.
I want the kiwi.
I mean,
and
the pizza on the
sausage.
left is a superior pizza.
Hang
The
on.
pizza on the left is a vastly superior
If
pizza.
you can see where my mouse is hovering, is this the third ingredient? Or is it just a kiwi slice that's partially cooked?
I think that's a kiwi slice that's partially
The kiwi.
cooked.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Kiwi and pizza 1,000,000%. Sorry, kiwi and sausage 1,000,000%. I want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. $9.50 for a single slice of pizza. You are taking the piss.
Now,
Wow.
I guess this is an American thing. A cheese coney is probably something that someone knows of.
That's
I
Cincinnati.
Okay,
$9.50.
I'm going to say that although I would eat the left one in a heartbeat, I think the public want a hot dog lay on its side on a pepperoni pizza.
For £9.50.
I don't think they're going to take the price into account. I just don't. I think your average person is
Okay,
because they're not really buying it. They're not going to think about that, you know.
I trust you.
I don't know.
The
Because
dough in that pizza on the left, that looks much better. That looks like a real pizza. It's got leopard spotting and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, I would eat the one on the left in a heartbeat. I've always been wrong before. I pick what I would eat and I'm wrong. So I'm going to go against the grain. But I'm going to go with the grain and against myself and pick the right one.
Yeah, and this is the kind of innovation that I expect to see out of America: a hot dog on a pizza.
Yeah, it's like state fair. Let's go.
Mm.
You trust me?
Yeah, sure.
Go
We're
on.
0 for 2, so
Let's go. The strategy is you pick what you wouldn't pick.
woo!
It works. It works.
Look, this one seems easy.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, the way I would demolish those chips after a night out.
No, the
Actually,
chips look
I don't
rank.
really bad
I
about
don't
that.
like curry sauce on chips, but if it was just chips and cheese,
These chips look rank.
Why is the sauce not melted to cheese? What is it? Cold sauce?
well, it's Rangers FC, so I think everything is cold.
Yeah. Would I try a chicken heart? Yes.
I would.
But
I've had
would
chicken
I
heart.
think your average person wants to be like, oh, an unusual organ on a stick? No, they're just going to want chips.
Yeah.
Surely this will give me the green square and not the red square.
Do you think? Yeah, I think I do think probably. Although you have to think that this is global, right? And like chips and curry sauce is one of those specific stereotypical things that get brought up in the same breath as baked beans, and people take the piss.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. I was thinking, oh, Brazil, that must be a really hyper local thing. It never occurred to me that this also actually could be as equally specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, as football goes, Brazil's quite popular and Rangers are not.
Yeah. Is Rangers is the Protestant one, right?
Yeah. Well, the
Okay. Well, I wouldn't go there anyway then, because I don't want to get beaten up. But
I don't think they just beat up random people.
I would try. Yeah, I think I'll go.
I mean, no more
chicken
than
hearts
the
look like
wrecking
they've
club.
been seasoned.
Yeah, seasoned with
Yeah.
something.
Probably some season with something.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your gut telling you? Let's go around. Oracle?
I think chicken hearts on a stick.
Okay, Bird?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to say chicken hearts because I don't think that's what the world would have picked, but that's what I want.
You're both mad, but all right, I'm going to click it. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? Chips. It's just fried potato. It's so much.
No, the insects are back.
Can we just click
No.
bacon, cheese, fried? I think only a small part of the world
Yeah,
eats
well,
insects.
Yeah.
I think I want to give space to other people,
Yeah.
so let's just
Yeah.
rattle through these. Sean, trust your
Fuck
instincts.
off. What's going on?
What the hell?
I'm going to click this. This is surprisingly popular. There's more people in East Asia than there are like in the rest of the world. So I think we just click. I think we click
Nutella.
insects.
Yeah, but even if you eat insects, surely you'd rather have Nutella on some chips.
Yeah, what's the price markup? Like 1,000%, 900%.
Wow. I would try it. I don't think I would spend $3.30. I would try and persuade my friend to buy some
For which?
so that I can have some. The chips.
It's not that bad, is it?
I think it would be fine. I think a sweet
I
chip
think,
would
well,
be
I
fine.
get, like it's sweet and salty, right? So
There's raisins in curry sauce.
that's true.
Yeah, which is basically
Is
Nutella.
there?
Not in curry sauce, but you get like obviously fruit in curries.
No, you get raisins. Sometimes there's lots of different kinds of curry sauce. That's why some chippies offer you Chinese style curry sauce, and then there's this other style curry sauce. And the slightly more old fashioned style curry sauce is that it's similar to the bizarre, improper use of like spices that you would see in a coronation chicken, and therefore some curry sauces actually have raisins.
Wow, you learn something
Like
every
school
day.
curry sauce.
Huh?
I think the curry sauce at my school had raisins and bits of apple in it.
Brilliant.
Wow. You know what? Maybe we deserve
Yeah.
to be bullied for our cuisine.
Maybe we shouldn't do Empire.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Insects. People love them. We've learnt that. Let's use what we've learnt to win. You agree?
Yeah, sure.
I would go with the
Bim,
chips.
bam, bomb. Well, you'd be wrong then, wouldn't you?
Wow.
Wow.
This is amazing. Maybe I do want insects.
Do you know what? I trust the meatball sandwich because it's in Amsterdam. I don't know why, but that to me seems correct.
No, in Amsterdam, they've got a FIBO around every corner where you can get something nice. This is
There's a real
grim as
simplicity
fuck.
to that. There's an honesty to it.
The pizza looks like, again, university memories. I'm hungover. I'm at somebody else's house. I should have gone home 3 hours ago. This is all that's left in the kitchen. It's cold somehow, despite coming just out of the oven. I'm miserable.
Well, I am actually coming around to it. I'd go for, it'll be a bitterballen. It's just a big bitterball in a...
That's the word. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember.
I think a huge bitterballen. Actually, I've come round to it. And also, people will see that it's big and they'll be like, I want that. The bitterballen's really big.
Mm.
All right.
Burnzoid, surely you want macaroni cheese pie.
I'm intrigued.
Macaroni cheese pie is pretty nice.
It is.
All right. We're going for the big bun?
Yeah, it's meatball time.
Yeah, definitely.
What's going on? Are we so out of touch?
People love pizza.
What is wrong with people? Wow.
Yeah, much to consider here.
Hartlepool? What?
Wow. What are they giving the cows in Hartlepool? I think that's a slice of long pork, if you know what I mean. I think someone's missing a leg.
Do you think
Didn't Hartlepool have the monkey?
Yeah, the place that... Is that real or is that apocryphal?
No, it's real, but it was like somebody dressed. It wasn't. Oh no, it was real. It was a real monkey. There's two stories. There's something with a monkey a long time ago, and then somebody more recently stood for mayor who was like dressed as a monkey.
Kruger says the monkey's real. Monkey hangers is real. Okay.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, or people who are overseas who don't know this little bit of local history, Hartlepool is the town where they hanged a monkey. It stood trial and they hanged it. Now, the story I've heard is that they believed it was a French person and they'd never met anyone from another country. And it was during a war with France. But I don't know if that bit's... I assume the whole thing wasn't true. But you know that animals used to stand trial regularly, but much longer ago, in the medieval period, they used to try animals normally.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of this.
I love it. I'm
Of like
fascinated with it.
pigs and stuff and cows being taken to.
Yeah, if they'd
Courts.
just be subject to the same laws, and they'd have to stand trial. Do you know? I think the quality of that meat on the cheeseburger looks all right.
What?
Why is it so
What did you
big?
just say?
What?
Have you seen meat before?
That
It's
meat
wet.
looks appetizing to me. Yeah, meat should be wet if it's fried. It's oil. That's oil. That's what spreads the heat around.
Why is it only wet in one section as well? It's like a big missing bit of cookedness there. It's very
That's
odd.
where the light is catching it. You don't understand perspective. You don't. That's
Why
that's.
is it reacting to light?
It's wet all over,
Meat
but
shouldn't react to light.
it's wet things are shiny. I might. Me and you are both talking to each other like we both think the other one is mad. It's wet from oil. It's been fried.
Yeah, it's grease.
Yeah. But
It's not
a
like soggy, it's
It's a
greasy.
football burger from Hartlepool.
Why is it so big?
Pizza looks nice though.
The pizza does look
Okay.
nice,
No, the pizza looks shit. This
but it's also
cold.
£8.
Oil
It's
isn't
also
wet.
£8.
Every time we've always been wrong betting against pizza. Pizza's super popular.
No, the kiwi pizza wasn't popular.
Yeah, that's because it was weird.
Oh yeah. But it was up against another pizza, wasn't it?
The thing is, the bizarreness of the burger, for some reason, makes me think that it would be good, even though it doesn't. It looks so unappetizing, and I'm confused by its proportion. And maybe that's why it's delicious.
I want to
Yep.
vote cheeseburger, but if you outvote me with mushroom pizza, then I will accept.
Also, the mushroom
Maybe
pizza
it's
is
the
£8.
bread that's out of proportion. Maybe it's tiny bread.
Maybe it's tiny bread.
The cheese looks rank, I'll say that much. But I think that
The
burger,
cheese doesn't go.
I don't know what it says about me, but to me, the disc looks appetizing.
Yeah. I would eat the disc.
Give me that
Can the chat
disc.
confirm? Would you eat the disc?
Would you eat
Get in the
disc?
chat.
I want
Tell
to
us,
hear it
would you
here.
eat the
Would you eat
disc?
the disc?
Hashtag I would eat the disc. Hashtag I wouldn't eat the disc.
We don't need hashtags. Just you can say the sentence. You can,
Oh, yeah.
you can initialize it. I would eat the disc. I wet D. You could say I would eat the disc.
Say wet D.
Just remember, I wet D. Yeah, they'd eat the disc. Everyone would eat the disc.
I don't want the wet D, please.
Everyone in chat is confirming that they wet D. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
just eating a
crying.
wet disc.
I think we have to vote burger.
Yeah, after we
We
saw
have to-
that,
Okay,
an
okay,
avalanche.
vote burger.
Yeah. Okay, I wet D.
And that's all that's wrong with the word.
I wet D. Let's fucking go. If we play our cards right, we could draw
Wow.
at best.
Wow.
The bugs are back.
I want to click them. They've never
Popular
lost.
bugs.
The Bucks never lose.
That hot dog does look good though.
Yeah, but you think that's going to be? You think that's going to be good enough to beat a polystyrene cup of bugs for 45 pence?
I do.
It looks like some of them have escaped as well.
That hot dog
Oh,
looks like
no.
AI.
Why? What to you about it looks AI?
Unrealistic. It doesn't look real. The lighting isn't right. The hot dog's AI.
I didn't realize
hot
you were
dog.
some kind of lighting meat expert.
Also, where's this person stood? There's like this
Hey,
massive area
Oracle,
of
he wet
nothing.
me. Sorry,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Where's this person stood? They're not like in the crowd. They're stood in front of just an expanse of nothing. That's AI. Like, the architecture
They've
doesn't
probably
make any
gone to the
sense.
hot dog stand.
What? Which is like
Yeah,
you've got to
why?
take this weird walkway. Look at this. You've got to take this little walkway
But
through
it's not just in the middle of the
Through-
crowd, is it?
through just nothing to get to here. It's mad.
They're not like in a I
Hang
don't
on,
know, they're not in a VIP bit, are they?
King of Times made a really good point. Why are there two sets of goals? There's like 4 goals on this pitch, and they're on the sides. What's
Oh,
going
yeah.
on?
Maybe it is AI.
Maybe it's that new football that.
Well, to be
Okay,
fair,
bugs.
it doesn't look like there's a team playing.
Oh,
The people
no,
just
hang on.
milling around.
Harry has said it's not AI. The stadium is just goofy.
Well, someone's gone there to buy a hot dog.
It's because it's halftime and they're probably doing. You know when like they like you have the kids,
You hear the
children
kids are
who
out.
are the mascots, and they come out and they like kick a few.
Oh, so the kids are out. So we're going to remove an entire section of seating here.
Yeah.
and over there. Nothing makes any sense. Nothing makes any sense, you know? If I could zoom in, I guarantee everyone's got 7 fingers.
They go for the bugs. If you think the bugs are real, they go for the bugs.
Oracle, you with me, Bugs?
Yeah, definitely.
The only
The
good
hot
bug
dog's
is
$7.50 as well.
yeah.
Bug,
You know,
bug,
the
bug,
only
bug,
good
bug,
bug
bug.
is a dead bug, and I think a poet said that once.
I'm so sorry. I was wrong about
Wow. Wow.
People want the weird dry pickle.
Oh, no, there's a
Pickle's
why are
pretty
there
wet.
so many bugs today? I promise there aren't normally this many insects.
Shall I
I mean, the
just
bugs
pick
on the right look much better.
these look like good bugs.
They do look like good
Yeah.
bugs.
The thing is, right, now that I've
They look
seen
seasoned.
3 sets of bugs, these bugs have always looked like the cheapest to me. In fact, no, I tell a lie. The first bugs in a big bag, they look the cheapest.
Yeah, I think you've got spar bugs on the left and you've got M&S bugs on the right.
Yeah, taste the difference, bugs. No,
Yep.
they want the
There's some
cheap bugs.
garnish in those bugs.
What is wrong with people?
Accuracy 30%.
10's too much, I think.
Anyway, so that's my proposal for something quick and easy that you can do at the start of Nighthole.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Super quick.
Scrandle at the beginning. It was so quick and easy. How long do you think we spent on it?
Quite a while, but it would probably be faster in future.
I guarantee, if anything, I will get slower. Thank you very much for your suggestion, Bird, and thank you for being the first caller in of the revived Nighthole.
It's my pleasure, anytime.
Oracle, you're up. We've had a one.
Yay.
I should check in with the chat as well. Would we be happy doing a quick scrandle at the beginning of every Nighthole? Do we think that's a good suggestion? I've written it in because I feel confident that it's a good old time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, great.
Okay, before I say my idea, can I tell you something that I saw that annoyed me?
Are the two things going to be related?
In no way.
Yeah, go on, man.
So I saw a video of the actor Jason Isaacs.
Yeah, who's that?
Talking about he was in he's been in loads of stuff. He was in Harry Potter. He played Lucius Malfoy
Okay.
in Harry Potter, the big long hair. But he's been lots and lots of things.
Like what?
He's from Liverpool.
Whereabouts?
That's him. He was also in Star Trek. He was in one of the Star Treks. He was in Star Trek Discovery in the first series. He was very good. And Death of Stalin, yes.
Let's get up the.
Anyway, he was on a chat show and he was doing impressions of different English accents, no British accents, because he did Glasgow as well. And his argument was that accents evolved because of the primary industry in each place. Have you heard this theory before?
It sounds mad. It sounds like someone that someone would tell you this theory in a pub.
Exactly. So he was saying that people in Yorkshire, they worked in heavy industry. All of Yorkshire,
I have heard
apparently.
this. So the perceived, the
And they had to
perception.
over-enunciate.
Yeah, and that's why it's so broad and it has these long vowels because people are shouting over like mills and banging and grinding, being like,
exactly.
all right, can you head down road? Because they've got to like scream over machines. It's just it's like the north-south divide version of like evolutionary psychology, you know?
Yeah, it's Lamarckian evolution. It's like people evolved different accents from their life experience. Do you know what his reason for the Birmingham accent is, though?
Oh, go on, then. But isn't just Birmingham was another centre of heavy industry, so they should have the same accent as Yorkshire, but go on.
No. But apparently Birmingham was really heavily polluted, so everyone had a bunged up nose, so they all spoke with a really nasal voice because they all had lots of shit in their lungs.
Yeah. Thank God the other mill cities didn't produce any pollution. Otherwise, they'd all have a brumming
Yeah, but also
accent.
Yorkshire, like the whole of Yorkshire is like industrial, is it? Like, have you
Yeah.
been to large expanses of like tiny villages?
It's
Anyway,
got
I
this
saw that and it annoyed
rubbish.
me.
Yeah,
But he was
it's
telling
got
an
this
American and they
rubbish
believed him.
theory. They'll believe anything, will they?
They're all those Americans. I think it was that guy that annoys me, Jimmy Fallon. He was telling.
When are you watching Jimmy Fallon?
It comes up on YouTube Shorts when I'm trying not to watch anything else. And it's just I've watched something and it automatically goes on to something else. And then it's like, oh, he's doing funny accents. And then he had theories. Anyway, that was just I wanted to get that off my chest. So my thing that I thought might be fun would be something you could do in between shows so that there's some kind of continuity from the previous shows. So you could have like a challenge. So people could do something and then they could try and like beat the host. So they could try and do it better than you.
It sounds like you're giving me 30% of an idea here.
So I was thinking chat could pick something that you've never done before.
You know,
And
I've
then
got to
you
sit in
could
a
try
chair in
it
front of
in
a
the week.
webcam, right? Oh, I see. Yes, okay. So chat are going to send me to go ride a ferry or something, and then during my week, I've got to be like, oh, I took the Liverpool to Dublin crossing, and then had to come home again. That's your idea, because I wrote out 3 really simple principles for what the ideas have to have. People are going to send me to all
the things
kinds
you
of
could think of
places.
you've never done. It was getting a ferry was your first thought.
No, I've been on a few ferries. I'm just thinking of the level of annoying thing that I obviously don't want to spend a day on.
Look, I panicked when you said it was only 30% of the theory. I just meant a challenge that the chat could do and that you could do as well, and then see who's done it best.
Yeah,
I think
no,
now that I
I
say it out
fully
loud, you're right.
understand.
Probably
I fully understand.
15% at most.
That's just not a full idea. It's something you would add on to an existing idea. Why not take an idea that already exists and now it's a competition? Great. But we don't have that first bit. It's like you're trying to put a hat on a ghost. It's an additional accoutrement. But you need a thing.
I think I had a better grasp on it before. I thought it was going to be on fast in this. I kind of lost it.
Yeah, Scrandle. This is Scrandle's fault.
Yeah.
I understand.
My brain's been scrambled.
Absolutely scrandled. Got scranworms.
If you want, you can cut me off like James O'Brien.
Does he? I suppose he's got a producer that just cuts people straight off.
I know. Actually, he's got a button that he can press.
If
Say
anyone
something
thinks
cutting
they
about
can,
Brexit.
oh well, which of their policies, which of the EU's policies are you glad you don't need to obey now? And now your job is to just evade that question.
Well, if you're not going to let me answer, stop talking over me.
If anyone thinks they can do better than Oracle at giving a full or complete idea, or provide the other 70% to Oracle's idea, the lines are open.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Booted himself off. Reached the end of his own tether. Well, the line remains open.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm very well. Let me turn you down on the stream. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, friend?
I'm pretty good. I think I might have the second half of this idea that Oracle brought in.
And it can't possibly make me have to go on a train.
No, I don't think
Brilliant.
you guys. I don't think you could do it, or like you'd have to do it.
All right.
But I had an idea for a competitive sort of do this at home thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be very simple, have an incredibly low barrier for entry,
Mm-hmm.
but also give people an opportunity to express themselves. You know, all
They love doing that.
all the best bits of community involvement. So I would like to pitch to you the concept of difficult peel.
How am I spelling peel?
EDIFFICULT. N-E-E-L.
Oh, like an orange.
Yes. So
Oh,
you're familiar with the easy peeler.
yeah.
And I think the easy peeler is emblematic of the indolence of today's society. I think we
The
should be
rot.
looking the rot. I think we should be looking for more difficult ways to peel our oranges. So the segment is very, very simple. People must peel their orange in the most difficult way possible and video it. And there'll be a sort of King of the Hill style battle where at the start of the segment we'll watch the previous difficult peel, we'll watch a new difficult peel, and we'll decide which of the two is the more difficult peel. Yes, Kimadactyl. So it's. I originally imagined just submitting it, myself peeling an orange, wearing some like rubber gloves, maybe,
Mm.
and then I'd like to see how people riff on this idea. But I think it's a fundamentally very simple idea. I don't because it's not about even doing it well. It's about doing it in an odd way. I don't think it's particularly exclusionary, except for anyone that's allergic to oranges or can't afford an orange.
I like
and
this. Yeah, go on.
I'd be willing to set up an orange scholarship fund.
What, send people oranges who can't source their own?
Yeah, I'll send people an orange.
I like this idea a lot. It feels flexible, it's achievable, it's repeatable.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is very strong. If at some point we reach some upper limit where it's not going to get any more difficult, like someone's absolutely cracked the code, then what stops us moving on to another peelable thing?
There's one person in the chat that I'm very terrified of. I pitched this to Harry, and Harry said this, and I was like, oh my god, that would be terrifying. So I think people could make it very difficult, to the extent that we'd have to say they
Stop
won.
doing this. Yeah. You've won. Don't do this. If it gets any more difficult, someone will die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I like the difficult peel. I think we can't do it now. I don't have any oranges in the house, but we could have it set up. We could have an inbox to send your difficult peel submissions to. Yeah, I like this. I think this would make a good like opening into the middle section, maybe.
Yeah, I think it would be nice as well because it will involve video clips. So it's a bit of time that you don't need to talk.
Yeah,
You
it
can
could
breathe
even exist as like an interstitial between intro and middle. We watch all the orange clips, and then we rank them. Yeah, I think that's great. We could even have a tier list. Like every orange peel clip needs to just go in a numbered list of easiest to hardest.
It is. It's very take walk. It's very take walk, but it has.
But it's competitive. Take a walk. Oh no, Take a Walk was competitive. That was a mistake. that was an error.
It was a very subjective thing that we attempted to. And I'll be honest, I got really cheeky on that as well. I was deliberately trying to. Do you know what? Every time there's voting, I get really bad. I probably should be censured in some way, or at least excluded from democracy.
Does it send your brain a bit funny to know that someone will win?
I think it sends my brain a bit funny knowing that you can win just by changing people's minds.
Yeah. Once you really start thinking about it, democracy seems a bit odd.
Yeah, that's scary. That being the button you can press, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much easier than anyone thinks.
I like the difficult peel. I like a competition that's about literally nothing. You know, no one could have too much ego wrapped up in the proceedings.
Yeah.
Inevitably, someone will take it too seriously, and then we just shut it down, and we've had our fun.
Anyway, there you go. There's an idea.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's good coming off the heels of Oracle's semi-suggestion. Perfect.
Yeah.
And also we're nicely sort of planning it all out now. We say hello, we play Scrandle, and then we check on the difficult peel.
The difficult peel inbox.
All right. As someone who's given their idea, I want to say thank you. That has been incorporated, and I'm going to send you back into the rivers. You could, of course, come back, but you need to pay with another idea.
Wait. I've got one more thing to say.
Yeah, go for it.
Call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little or no money in my purse, and nothing particular to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a bit and see the watery part of the world. It is a way. Oh, you've not kicked me off yet. Goodbye!
I don't know how. Goodbye. I need a kick off button. I need a kill. I need a kill switch. Okay. I think we're doing very well. We're making good progress here. I think we need some music. Who wants some background music? Give me some keywords I can search into YouTube. Maybe bees. Would that be good? Bees? Bees music? Royalty free? Whale. Well, I'll put in Whale City Pop. Yes, there is quite literally a track called Whale City Pop. Hang on, this could be pretty good. Wait for it. Yeah, all right, great. That's us sorted. All right, do you want to play a Wikipedia game? There's someone waiting to pop in. All right, pause everything. Hello, I see we have someone waiting to pop in. You are deafened and muted.
From a random Wikipedia page, the Encyclopedia of Modern Military Aircraft.
Deafened and muted.
Hello.
From a
Hello,
random
Kim. How are you?
Wikipedia of Modern Military Aircraft.
I'm okay. I'm not quite sure what to mute. Do you have any tips?
Yeah, mute the stream. Just talk to me through the Discord.
Great. Hello. How's it going?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Okay. This is a bit weird. I think, as you know, because we've been talking, I've been getting a bit obsessed with like how you're actually meant to do social media.
Uh-huh.
There's a thing on TikTok called Creator Search Insights. Have you come across this?
Like it's just your analytics for videos, right?
No. It's better. It tells you what if you're in TikTok and you search TikTok Creator Insights, there's this tab called Content Gap, and it literally tells you what people are searching for, but it's like an unfulfilled niche.
Oh, interesting. I haven't come across this, but that's very interesting. So it'll identify places where people are looking for something, but there isn't much videos on that topic.
Right. So I'll read you a few out if that helps. You have to get your phone up. So I've just gone to it right now.
Yeah, okay.
And then
TikTok. What's it called again? Creator Insights.
So first off, you go to TikTok, you search TikTok Creator Insights.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a tab called Content Gap, and you can press View All. And it's mental. It's just like the most unhinged thing. So like, oh, they've just changed to more boring ones. But for example, some of the content gap right now, this second, is construction life, is coding hard, London sunny, UK core, perspective comparison ideas, attractive languages is currently on 1,000% increase. What is posh? Drama chat group 3, and it goes on like this. So
hang on, drama chat group 3.
Yes.
Okay, this is
other mental ones. But basically, it literally shows you how in demand they are, right? Cons of being considered cool is up 84%.
I'm going to pop onto TikTok. So do you think I could get this on PC? So where do you go?
So literally search in the search bar for Creator Search Insights.
might not be available on desktop
Okay.
version.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that's a shame.
Um,
Nevertheless,
em-
okay. So
embrace your girly side tips is also up there.
side tips. Oh, embrace your girly side tips.
Yeah. So in terms of, I was really thinking about your criteria, and I feel like making a TikTok for like a trending video would be a fun part of the stream.
Make a TikTok for a currently trending TikTok
Content
gap.
gap.
We could do that. We could do that. Yeah, all right. Chat, what do you think? Would you be happy seeing every Friday we just search for a TikTok creator content gap? We'll look at the top 20 current gaps and we'll pick our favorite and we'll make a TikTok for it. And it might mean we end up talking about something we don't know anything about, but we're just filling a niche.
To be honest, I'm sure that the way it works is if you use these words in the TikTok, it will put you in the feed for that thing. So perhaps it's even better that we don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we'll just use the right. So this idea is identify a TikTok content gap via the creator insights and make a 30-second to 1 minute video about it and upload it.
And then obviously make millions of pounds from the TikTok creator program.
Yeah, that's the plan. Get 1 million likes. Go the way of Lewis Saunderson. All right, I like that.
Perfect. I can go now. Thanks. See, I kept my idea quickly and on brief.
Thank you for your idea.
No worries.
Can we get some TYKs in the chat for thank you, Kim? What should we call this segment? All the segments need little names. Scrandle just is its own name. Difficult Peel. What do we call this? Call it to me, this is like an analog version of AI slop because it's slop, but there's no AI involved. So we'll just call it like real slop or something. Authentic slop. Authentislops. Is that good enough? Real slop. Handmade slop. Tox slop. There we go. Tox slop. Thank you, Maggie. Very good. Lovely word texture. Okay, tox slop feels like it's late era to me. What do you think? I think that's something for the wee hours, isn't it? That's something where we've truly gone a bit pickled. We'll go a bit tox slop. Oh, we have a raid. Welcome, raiders. A shout out to GEDStation. Oh, yes, you're right, actually. It should be in the middle then. Thank you for the follow, Axolotl. A shout out to GEDStation. Thank you very much for the raid. I hope all is well. I hope you are well. Thank you for the follow. Captain Badger, perhaps based in London. Well, I won't get into what I'm doing because it's too complicated. Just enjoy the vibes. Welcome to the stream. What were you up to? How did it go? Did it go well? For simplicity's sake, let's say that this is what we're doing. We are looking at sentences from a random Wikipedia page, and the first person to guess what page it's from wins a point. Here's another sentence.
From a random Wikipedia page, Pakistan Indo-Pakistani War
What
of
were you up to, Ged?
1971 During the 1971 war, PAF Mirages were used in preemptive strikes and also claimed the first aerial victories against Indian Air Force Canberra bombers and reconnaissance aircraft in the Western Front, along with Su-7 and Hawker Hunter.
Here's an image. I think it's going to be this thing. It's going to be this jet. Can we have a random short video in the middle that's just a video from the community? Walk, garden stuff, hobby, whatever. Do you know what, Maggie? I'll pop that in. It's just obviously a nice idea, isn't it? I'm just going to say at any time, randomly show community videos throughout the stream. It's probably a Mirage fighter, but you need... It's got to
From
be
a
that,
random
surely.
Wikipedia page, Mirage EIB-1 Trials Aircraft.
I'm going to guess that. Mirage IIIB-1. Mirage. Guess. Mirage IIIB. I've won my own game. I had the bravery to speak out. It's a fix. Should we play one more? Thanks, Stanley. Thank you again to Ged Station for the raid. Another shout out. Very good GeoGuessr streamer and an all-round good egg. Worthy of a follow. Oh, I have to wait another hour before I give a shout out to the same account again. All right, let a new rule about Twitch. All right, before we take another suggestion, let's just play another Wikipedia game. Do you think this game could ever be made fun? Do you think this could ever be made an enjoyable game? Because at the moment, it's borderline pointless. 250 articles rejected, including the 2021 Volvo car open singles. Ooh,
From a
tasty.
random Wikipedia page, ancient lake hypothesis speculation about a surrounding lake's existence was the subject of intense discussion among archaeologists in the 20th century. And while the idea was explored, experts concluded that a lake was not present or never surrounded the temple.
Wiki image. Okay, it's a thing.
From a random Wikipedia page, tourism development, however, has been criticized for not including the local community, giving rise to occasional conflicts.
Wow, Burns is cheating again. How did you know this? Yeah, well done. That's Burns, of all the people who ever got points in this game, you have been the most impressive at it. All right, you got a point. And I want to welcome to the stream Red. Hello, Red.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How's it going? Yeah, not too bad.
You've had any schemes lately?
Schemes? Have I had any schemes?
Yeah, like plans.
I mean, I've been thinking about things, you know.
Oh yeah, like what's fifth on the list of the things you've been thinking about?
A mouse called Conrad.
Is this a real mouse or you've like imagined one? Is this your invention?
It's sort of both.
Okay.
Although it's not real in the sense of being animate, but there is a puppet Conrad.
Yeah? Tell me about the puppet mouse called Conrad.
Sure. Conrad is a small mouse that lives in a little bag, and he's sort of conjured through the power of imagination.
Does anyone else know about Conrad?
Probably about 20 people at most.
Yeah, can you name some of them?
Yeah. Yeah, I could. Wouldn't that be doxing?
What, to just give someone's name? Just their first name?
Sure. Max.
Yeah, that'll do. Thanks. So what's your idea for the night hole?
Right, what I was thinking, and I don't think you'll want to use this name, but it surmises what I mean. So Giacomo, right?
I'm going to need to know about Jackanory, right?
Yeah, so Jackanory was a story, like, it was that someone would read a story. So my thought is people perhaps could submit either small stories, short stories, or a flash fiction might even be the ideal, right? But it would usually be accompanied by some artwork. And I think if you had a topic and a theme, people could submit writing, whatever really. I mean, if it wanted to be poetry, why not? They could suggest royalty-free pieces of music or go as far as to make audio. And like, what about like a gallery of imagery that's collected around a theme? I don't know how easy or that it would be to collect this stuff, and obviously it's like quite high buy-in, but
well, you know, I want to make all the chat call-in shows. So
right, yeah.
Why could people not just call in and read their short stories to me?
I mean, you could try that. Why not?
I think that might be more engaging slightly than me read their short stories. I guess it depends on how people want them delivered. They could record themselves saying their stories.
Oracle thinks they should be bedtime stories and gauged by how sleepy you become.
Oh, and then everyone can give an honest self. What's it called? Where you check on yourself? Where you
what, like a VSE or something? Was it? What you're talking like lucid dreaming?
No, I just can't remember the word of when self-assessment. Yeah, you give a self-assessment of how tired you are, and you'd have to do it at the beginning and at the end, and then we see if that's different.
Okay, yeah.
I just
yeah,
think,
or like you take a little puzzle quiz.
I feel like I want something more more definite than reading short stories. I like short stories, but I want to frame it with something else. I think it needs a little bit of set dressing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that was what I was thinking along the, like, if it's accompanied with imagery that is also tied into the theme or topic, and perhaps audio too, which could just be someone suggesting a piece of royalty-free, then you've got more of a collage. I don't know, something that's almost got the energy of birds, if you remember that.
Yeah, I like this. Okay. Author must also choose music, optional imagery. And so it's a moment.
And it doesn't have to just be all from one person necessarily. You could have it be that all of these things just slap together and become something emergent. Because then anyone can fill in wherever they want rather than having to pool specific talents into one place. That's all my thought is there.
Okay, so we could have a list of imagery, we could have a list of royalty-free music, and we could have a list of short stories. And then when we're ready for Giacomo, we just combine a random thing from all three and see how they connect together. Yeah, I think this works. Hello, Martijn. Thank you for joining. Our third raid of the evening.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, SK. I hope you are well. I hope all your Raiders are well. What were you up to? How did it go? How are you feeling? How's life? For anyone who doesn't already, please give SK the Crusader a follow. Great streamer, good YouTuber. Did a very good YouTube video about the life and times of Wes Streeting, including reading Wes Streeting's autobiography. Good egg, solid person to know. Give them a follow. I have to wait. Oh no, that did that come through? My shout outs are being odd. Oh, well, then not only follow SK, but find their YouTube channel, which you can plug if you want. If you pop it here, I'll give it a pin. Because there is a video on Britain's most justifiably hated man coming out very soon. We're in the midst of a stream where I'm designing the perfect magazine show, which currently it's going to start with saying hello to people in the chat. Then we're going to play a round of Scrandle, which is Wordle for football stadium food. We're going to randomly show videos made by the community throughout the stream. Then we're going to do a competition about who can peel an orange in the most difficult way. Then we're going to make a TikTok based on a content gap we've identified through the creator insights between 30 seconds to 1 minute and then upload it. And now we're just working out how a storytelling section would work. Brilliant. Oh, and thank you for the pin, Josie. And we've just got to the point where we're suggesting that maybe the stories, the music, and the imagery are all chosen randomly and they won't necessarily suit each other, which I'm quite keen on. I'm keen to see what emergent connections come through that. Is that what you had in mind, Red? Red? Red, hello? Red Quixote. Is Red okay? Can we just get is Red okay in the chat? Is Red okay? Red? All right, well I turn to you, the chatters. Does that sound like a good idea? Is that how we should go? I could create a form, people could submit short stories, and then we'll pair that with random sound, random images. Sounds nice, yeah. We could have like a slideshow of images. His computer crashed. That's just how life is sometimes. Submitted by chat, combined with random music and random images. I like that. That seems like it's bedtime. That seems like right before the end. So I'm going to put that in late era. Does that sound right to people? Hello, Fishy.
Hello. I just wanted to pop in.
Yeah.
I've just discovered, in terms of like random images, while I've been watching the stream, I've discovered archive.org's massive sort of supply of old stock image CDs.
Oh, yes.
I've currently got like 20 of them downloading, and there's some peaches.
There was a game jam based on them recently. They would, you'd sign up to be part of the jam, and they would specify
just send you a random
disc,
one.
and they'd say you have to make as much of the game as you can from this disc. Can you remind me what they're called?
There's a bunch of them called there's like 6U, which seems to be Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one, something Isaacon.
I think I need to learn better how to search through Internet Archive. But this seems good. Do you think we should use these random images for these stories?
Yeah, well, I'm like just pulling all the vaporwavy stuff I can find for more stream backgrounds at the moment. But
you're on a Frutiger Aero jam at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I've kind of just chose that as the aesthetic for the streams for a bit. My streams, that is.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's one. I just found one which was all just Kyoto, one that was just fireworks. Like the only thing is it's a lot on you to download these, but it's a hell of a resource for
But they're old, right? They're from like old CD-ROMs, so I imagine they're not that high res. You could probably have quite a lot of them.
Yeah, you could have a lot of them. They just take a while to download because I think, you know.
Yeah,
the
to be honest, this one was released. I'm looking at a Corel Professional Photos collection, released in 1994, but is nevertheless 84.5 gigs. So quite sizable.
That's an achievement in 84. That's a real achievement.
I'm going to bookmark that for later. I'm not going to start an 84 gig download while I'm streaming, but that's pretty tempting.
Imagine if you did.
Oh, I have tried. I'm going to make a note then. Look into archive.org stock images, and maybe I can pick a different repository a week, and that can be behind story time.
Nřejmě G10 is the name of this company that I found. Nřejmě G10, or maybe it's a series. But I'm looking at volume 156 Working Women, and it's got
Can you link me?
A lady with a really cool scarf.
I really want to look at volume 156 Working Women.
Clip that.
I think that's fine. I think you're allowed to say. No, I think you're allowed to say that. It's good.
That?
No, it's been since the war, women in the workplace had economic independence. It's been, yes, they've entered into the world of capital and capitalism, but it's still economic independence, which was better than their social positioning beforehand.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. I just want something that we could potentially take out of context, Sean.
Yeah.
Don't put it back in context. Leave out that context.
No, you. Oh, clip this. Clip my bit. Clip my bit where I do material analysis.
Clip me winning the argument.
Clip me contextualizing the thing I said offhandedly. Clip the context.
Wait. I'm winning. Clip it.
I did not get mad online. I like this. I think this is good. I think as well, do you know what I've never been good at and would like to have? A sleepy moment at the end of the stream. That's just a calm way out. Not many things have that. Things want to end with a bang. But a little bit of a calm way out, a breather before you go into the world.
Yeah, just a simple scene with the OBS slideshow source pulling from one of these CDs and a little bit of music.
Yeah, and a short story that presumably someone has written and then sent to me. Yeah, that seems nice.
That sounds lovely. Image.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm lost. I'm lost in this.
Can you send me that link?
I did. Direct to you.
Oh, I see. Okay, it's coming.
Background of Europe photos looks really good as well. Holy moly.
Material Dictionary 156 Working Women. Is it going to show me many previews? No. I thought I could see some preview images. Oh, this is tiny. I could download this now. This is 256 megabytes.
Oh yeah, it's just their servers don't send it to you very fast. You could download it quick. You should download it quick.
Hang on, I think you may have... Is this one image? This is one image you've sent me. I think you sent me the image of the disc.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you need to go to the thing on the right that says, like, get the ISO image.
But the ISO image is
the CD file, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. All right, let's get that. No, don't open it. Don't open. Oh, why am I opening it? ISO. Don't open it. Just download it.
Like I've got a one here that's just spaghetti. Would you like a nice JPEG of spaghetti?
Yeah. Please.
I'll send you just a lovely JPEG of spaghetti. And if anyone else wants a JPEG of spaghetti, I'll send that to you.
Yeah, you now know the link to be hooked up with if you want a JPEG of spaghetti. Okay, I hope the stream can hold out fine, even though I'm downloading Working Women ISO. Red's asked for a spaghetti. Here's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
spaghetti if you're interested. This is pretty nice spaghetti pic. When do you think this was taken? How old do you think this spaghetti is now? There's my spaghetti.
We can have a pretty good guess. It's definitely at least from 1996, I think.
Just going to find my copy of Power ISO. You got a copy of Power ISO over there?
No, the new Windows opens them automatically.
Oh, you could just open ISOs.
You can open an ISO now.
All right. Well, shout
your
out
dad will
everyone
look
who's
down
still
on you.
running Windows 10 and has Power ISO. Give me a shout, all your Power ISO users.
Your dad will go, "Oh, you're just using Windows to open your ISO."
Yeah,
And he won't
not
say
like
anything
in
more
our
than that,
days.
but you'll know. He'll go down the allotment. He won't say anything more. He'll just go down the allotment.
Well, we got some big JPEGs here. Who's ready? Who's ready for this? Oh, I wonder if I can actually set. Hang on. Can I make a slideshow that just pulls them and put it straight into image slideshow? Call that Working Women. And then just pull the folder.
Yeah. Okay. Let me search. Red.
Yeah, I can.
Red.
Yeah, great. These women are at work. Great. Yeah, this is great. This is the future of streaming. How fast should the slideshow move, do you think?
Maybe a little slower.
Slower than this?
Yes, yes. Bird gets it.
We need a MIDI version of the Smart Gallery music. Okay. I don't have a MIDI, but what I can do is slow it down. Hello, Moore. We're looking at an early 2000s image repository of Japanese working women while we listen to the Smart Gallery music on 75% speed. She's not really working. Excuse me, she's a model? Do you think she's taking these photos for free? She's at work right here. She's modeling.
She looks like she's leaving work there.
What's the name of this piece of music? I'd like to find a MIDI one. Called Left Bank 2 by the Novel Tones. Left Bank 2 Novel Tones MIDI version.
Is this dee?
Yeah, but I found what promises to be a MIDI guitar version.
Oh, we're really getting treated.
Yeah, all right. I like this one. Yeah, this is good. Hello, Rebel in A. Currently, we're looking at old CDs from the late 90s and the early 2000s, which were all stock images. This one is a Japanese stock image repository called Material 156 Working Women. Here's the disc it would have come on. And we're just looking at the contents of this disc while we listen to a MIDI guitar version of the track Left Bank 2 by the Novel Tones, which is considered a classic piece of like elevator jazz. Oh, and I'm talking to this goldfish here about what I should do on Friday nights.
Hello.
This goldfish is a person. I think that's everything. Yeah, have I missed anything out?
I think you got it. I think you got pretty much everything.
Should we play a round of the Wikipedia game? Do you want to play?
Oh, yeah. I missed the inception of the Wikipedia game, but I think I understand how it works.
Okay, so, well, for Rebel's sake, we need to loop this. Oh, it's now going to play the Little Big Planet extended version? I think that'll be under copyright, yeah. Hell yeah. We need the MIDI.
We'll get shut down.
Yeah, gone. This is our version. This is my president. Oh, we've got a new idea. Cat Box, you're not necessarily booted out, but Kim, welcome into the chat. Kim? Kim? Can you shout Kim?
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm just eating. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. So I was thinking, this is a terrible idea. It doesn't quite make sense, but I think this might be more in keeping. So I was thinking, what's a late night show without a dating segment? But like ISO,
is that a common part of a late night show?
Meaning disc image also means in search of in a dating column.
Yeah.
Don't know where I'm going with this, but like, then I was thinking, who's left out in traditional dating formats? And I think it's mostly this makes me cringe inside out to say, but the polyamory community are often left behind. Possibly also asexuals. I don't know if they want a dating show, but also ISO means disc image. Can you complete my thought here?
I think a dating show might be nice. Just to be clear here, are we focusing on like the format of a dating show to have fun, or shall I generally try to pair up people in the community and get them to settle down with one another? Because I think we should pick one or the other, but not both.
Ooh.
I would love to. It makes me happy to get strangers married.
Yeah, I think I love it. It's setting the bar very high. And I think if we do that, though, somehow it has to involve an ISO from archive.org.
Yeah, I see. Have you got any more thoughts on
that? No.
Do you think I could get two people here to go out? That's questions open to everyone. Do you think I could create the conditions where two members of this community would start a happy relationship? Not successful, not long term, not till death. Over 3 weeks. Could I get absolutely not? What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know about you, but on my Discord, I'm more worried that there's a gigantic polycule and I'm not in it. So I don't know if your chat's similar.
I don't think we have many poly people. I don't know what about the vibe. I think I give off a real vanilla vibe. People might not feel welcome, but they absolutely are. Rebel Ine is saying, find me a successful vegetarian sapphic femwoman, please. This community is dripping with them. I know you wouldn't think, given that I'm sort of the figurehead to the face of it. I'm actually the face of a... Could I... Is it responsible to set a date? Are dating shows immoral? Have they been cancelled or something? Could you do blind date? I don't think we have a lot of poly people here. Are you poly, Kim?
Yeah, I'm poly. I'm also, I don't know how successful I am. I'm not vegetarian, but I am sapphic and femme and a trans woman. So maybe we've just won. But I feel like, honestly, I tried to watch Sleepless in Seattle recently because it's one of those films you're meant to have seen, and there was like a transphobic joke in like the first 20 minutes. But I think the format of that was like, it's more like voice mailbox, right? Like you ring in and the person's meant to be anonymous and they leave like a no, and then it's like, oh, who wants to go on a date with that person who just wrote in? I think that's how it used to work.
This is like the old VHS dating system, right? Someone would make a self-tape and they'd say,
right,
hi, my name's Paul and I love kicking the pigskin around and I love sitting and I love salt water. And then the other, whoever's looking for people like that can look through the repository of VHSs and go, this guy shares my passion for brine. And then they try, you know, they have some linguine and get into a fight.
Right. And remember when dating, yeah, and I feel like dating used to be that simple. And nowadays it's like, oh no, someone's wearing the wrong shade of jeans, the wrong type of jeans. That means they're a fascist or something. It's got so complicated, hasn't it?
What colour's the fascist colour of jeans? I don't know this one.
Yeah, this is new to me as well.
No, I'm not saying there is one. I'm just saying like this feels like culture now, right? It's not enough to just like, you know, jazz music and like Spanish food. Like everything's got like secret hints that could mean you're one thing or another thing. It's gone too deep. Everything's got too complicated.
I think you're describing a very specific corner of specifically online circles.
Yes, that would be me. Well,
Outside in the other environments, people are getting into really, really bad relationships where they should have been watching out for all these red flags.
Could we flip this, right?
Break
So
people up. Who here's in a relationship?
Usually,
flag corner.
what happens is you're looking for a person, and then there's people fully formed. What I'm imagining is we are constructing sort of like a police sketch. This person that you are theoretically interested in,
and then we go and find them,
and then we put up wanted posters of that person.
Oh, I like this.
So you take all these elements, and then we put up we put it on some sort of billboard that says, oh, do you like this? Do you like this?
Yeah, wanted someone who is a bit like this. If found, almost like a
socialist coloured trousers.
If found, contact so-and-so.
Yeah.
And then what do we do with
the ISO image come in, though?
We can only use images that we find from archive.org ISO image repositories. So we have to build the entire sketch. All right, there's one last piece of the puzzle missing. We've made this wanted poster somewhere between a Wild West wanted vigilante police poster and a lost cat poster. What do we do with it when we've got it?
Everyone has
to. Video it says wanted for kissing.
Yeah. Well, no, that sounds like you want to put them in prison because they've kissed. You should say, I want to kiss, and then colon, and then the body text of the image and body text of the poster.
Wanted for kissing, brackets, it's me that wants to do the kissing to them.
Yeah, in brackets again. I'm not trying to capture this person for the crime of kissing.
Brackets, not like a crime. I just really fancy them if they consent to it too.
Yeah, I fancy them if they're real.
I think every viewer of the show has to agree to print out a piece of A4 with this on and put it up on a lamppost in their area.
That's good. What do they call it when I know that there's like police sketch people that you describe someone to, and there's like a sketch artist, but isn't there another one where they take like file photos of eyes and mouths and they try to put them together to make a face?
Oh, like a collage? That's insane.
Photo fit, is that what I'm thinking? We can call it photo fitties.
Ooh.
Photo fit.
Okay, and all the photos come from the ISO of the working women or other working people.
Yeah, a photo fit is facial composite artwork made to identify someone. Okay, let's start writing this down.
That Dutch angle going across the bridge, that could be an album art. That's
some of these are beautiful. Most of these, I don't know why you'd want it.
So what we're saying is someone who wants to find love can come on the stream. We can create them a photo fit of their love through mashing together bits of photographs from ISOs. And then we're all going to help them ISO their ISO by putting the poster on lamppost with their phone number on. Is that it?
Oh, God. Oh, yes.
That's plenty,
we are going
isn't
to be
it?
broadcasting their phone number, though.
We could just broadcast an email address. I don't think that's too scary, is it? Just an email.
Sorry, can I just scooch in here?
Yeah, hang on. Hang on, you're on the goldfish.
Sorry, can I just?
Yeah, hang on. Let me get you some more room here, because you're quite literally on my goldfish.
Sorry, I didn't see you when I came in. I'm so sorry. This gun's so big. I
can't see past my gun.
I'll do up my gun.
Is that a gun that you've got? Brackets, I can't see it.
I was just thinking about Kim's, like the twinning of ISO being in search of and whatever the other thing is that it stands for, and photo fitties. And I was wondering if possibly a non-romance version of this is that someone describes the atmosphere or the vibe of an image that they're looking for. Like, oh, I really want an image that captures the feeling of kind of like having a quiet, so like this, right? Having a quiet moment on a train platform and kind of being tired, and then we have to find the image that suits them. So if we have like people with like hyper-specific atmospheres or emotions that they want to capture, and then maybe we have to try and find the ISO that matches.
Someone describes an incredibly specific image or image vibe, and we all collectively look for it until that person is satisfied.
John Cullen has said like an AI prop, but we do it by hand, which is kind. Or Fluff Weevil has said, like, could we make it randomized? I guess a bit like the old Sammy thing where you could generate sentences from syllables.
I like the idea that someone wants it for a reason, whether just to look at or for a project or something. Like the idea that people are coming to us like we're an old detective agency. And I think it's more, to me, I think it's fun to make it an exercise in how to even use the internet to find specific things. Can we even find a thing of this description, and how do we do it? How do we find this?
Yeah. And not to completely, like, I think Kim's idea, I personally would not want to be vulnerable in that way on the internet, but everybody else is welcome to do so. But I think that kind of, the idea of, like...
I think you're just sore because I made fun of you for not going out with Rex Garrett.
I did not... I just simply said I did not find a certain man attractive, and I actually think it's very sexist of the community to rake me over the coals for that, personally.
No, I didn't. It wasn't about not finding a certain person attractive. It was about not caring at all if a potential date had invented rum. That's what I found so puzzling.
Thank you, Oracle. Okay, unban Oracle.
Bird,
unbanned.
Also, to my memory, Bird never stated that this would come in the way of a relationship. It just wouldn't contribute to the creation of a relationship.
Yes, that is. Yeah, I think that's what I said. It's not a yes or a no. It's a completely neutral entity.
There's another factor here which doesn't help at all. But just to add another thing on the fire, have you read about this thing recently of men who get in relationships with like AIs and like either get dumped or dump their girlfriend because they think the AI is better, and it's got really weird. I've seen all these pieces about this. Apparently it's like a thing now.
Yes.
So I think just with the AI thing, I think thinking about the reverse process is interesting, right? Because like, you know, going back to using it again, but what's like the reverse of that? I don't know.
That would be
I think I have been reading about that, and I think it's very sad. I also, Burnzoid, exactly, the QAnon Anonymous podcast did a great one about AIs making people think that they're like prophets, like they're the spark bearer, like very bad.
Yeah, anyone who's having a manic episode and has access to AI will now have like a turbocharged manic episode.
Yeah. I also wanted to, because the other thing that I had like another thing that I wanted to ask Sean about more, which is completely unrelated to this premise, but I'll take a back seat for that. But yeah,
I'm going to put you in the queue. I want to make sure that Kim gets their idea seen all the way through.
Yeah. So anyway, I will duck out again, but that was just an amendment that I wish to propose to use the parlance of Dungeons and Democracy.
I'm glad that's helping people.
I feel like these are different ideas. They're both interesting. I guess like my main idea was just the idea that a late night call-in show just has a dating segment. I think that was my main priority. I feel like the details are maybe less interesting, but that feels quite classic. I don't know.
I have a little bit of concerns about the moral implications about what will happen if I start trying to get the members of the community to kiss. I think it'll be bad for me. I think something will come around and bite me.
You could just say no kissing.
Oh, why don't I just... It's dating shows, but it's just for friendships. And then if they kiss, that's their own fault. Like, wink, wink, just friends, you know? And then whatever you go off and do, it's nothing to do with me. If you fall in love
so
and then
taking
have
the
your
idea
heart
of a
broken,
date
you're not
to
having
its
a go
limit,
at
right?
me. It's
So yeah, what's a date? It's just like, you know, you pick a date and you go somewhere. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
There's like I don't know a huge amount about this, but there was like the concept of a chaperone that existed until like in the 20s and 30s, I think.
Absolutely.
Where young couples could not be left alone together because there'd be a stern chaperone making sure that nothing goes too far. I think you should be forced to be that chaperone.
I'm not.
For any relationship.
I'm not going to the aquarium with random awkward people. I'm not standing between two people who want to kiss. I'm not being the soggy uncle in a horrible date. We should find something that would allow people to form a relationship that they wanted, but doesn't put pressure on. Because the thing about a dating show, Cilla Black just wanted to pair people off just to make the format work, and it meant people were getting trundled off to Tenerife with this expectation that they're going to shag. But like, they just wanted to be on TV. There was only 3 people there. They picked the best of a bad lot. Now they're in this weird situation, you know?
Yeah, we should pick up on your initial. What were your initial 3 criteria for the stream? We should go back for them because I feel like we're at the point where like sending chat members off to Tenerife. It depends on the show budget, but you know,
repeatable,
With
economical,
Sean.
and achievable.
So possibly sending random members of the chat off to Tenerife together.
Well, no. I wasn't evoking. I was evoking Blind Date to talk about the moral pitfalls of Blind Date. I wasn't saying, by the way, let's stump up money for a holiday.
Sean will wear a bonnet and potentially read some sort of puritanical Bible while you have your scampi in Tenerife. This is a guarantee.
I like what we came up with, which was making a wanted poster. I like photo fitties, aka ISO, in search of ISO. Where it's more about a piece of graphic design that will help people in their love quest. But it's not all on me, and no one's kissing and broken heart is my fault. It will help people articulate and clarify their desires. That's my job.
Right, and I feel like there's prayer out for this, right? Because people do that thing where they're like, you know, Pedro Pascal lookalike context, my flat. That's like a meme already, right? So yeah. I think this could work.
And it's not often that people have their innermost romantic desires clarified, represented, and then pilloried by strangers online. And I think that would have really helped people. I think exposing your innermost desires to the cold light of day is the ultimate bucket of cold water on the libido.
Right, like what if you want a chitin as exoskeleton? Are people going to judge you for that?
Yeah, for 45p. Brilliant. Get stuck in. Why is cold watering the libido the goal? Because if people go off and shag and they have a terrible time of it, I'm going to get it in the neck. I know it's going to come back. Something about this feels like a boomerang. It is going to come and get stuck in my gullet. So I'm sort of want to hold it at arm's length here. No shagging.
I've just dropped a pic of you, Sean, in our chat.
Yeah.
Can you...
Yeah, I'll just go get it. Yep, I'll just fetch that now. Yep, there's the pasta. Oh yeah, here I am.
There you are. That's what.
Yeah, chaperone Morley. Let me just get this
Okay,
working
I feel like
woman
all
out of
the
the
time
way.
I saved making my other suggestion very short and succinct, I've now ruined with a very nonsensical suggestion. So I will now leave you. But thank you for entertaining this idea.
Thank you for providing it. I think if people in the chat get together and then they get married and then they break up, and they will, the divorce rate's through the roof. One of them's going to stop coming into chat. So as me playing the long game, I'll be thinning the herd. I should be helping you find partners out in the world, so then you can put this stream on the big telly together. And you could say, oh yeah, this is actually how we met, really.
Oh,
and then they
that would
come
be
in
nice.
and then they subscribe and you put me on the big telly. Then you'd watch the
Is
Night
that
Hole
the-
together.
Night Hole on big telly. Is that the dream?
Yeah. Has anyone got this on the big telly? Has anyone got this on the big telly? No. See? Everyone.
Is there anything?
It's just lonely people watching it in the fetal position on a phone on landscape mode. I want happy couples or polycules, any number between 1 to 7. Over 7, that's a bit much. You know, what kind of house are you living in? On the big telly. Red's got me on the big telly, and do you know what? Red's in a happy relationship.
Oh, mission accomplished then.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Happy couples put me on the big telly. If
We did it.
singles put me on the big telly, would I need to be saying this? Boy, I'm sat normally with a laptop. Where's your big telly? Where's your big telly? Sean, I could go put you on the big telly and watch with the listener. Would you like that? Yeah, of course. I want people. You don't have a big telly. Jonesy, if I set you up with someone, you'd
Put on a
probably
big
be able to
telly.
pull together a big telly.
Yeah.
If my goal is getting people to put me on
Is
the
to
big telly,
sell.
I need to play matchmaker. I've gone completely the other way around. I'll find you someone with a big telly.
Receipts now coming in of
Yeah.
Sean having bought a shipment of big tellies.
Everyone wants me to make
Terrible.
this thing about their perfect partner, and I'm always writing on has a big telly. You don't want a big telly. You don't want to watch me on the big telly. Look, I have a simple dream, you know. Do I want to be famous? Do I want to have the world beneath my feet? No, I'm a humble guy. But put me on the big telly.
30 to 40 big tellies. That's all he wants.
Yeah. I'm watching you perfectly fine on my laptop. People are getting really defensive about this. This is why people don't want to be vulnerable online. I've told you what I want from life, and it's being pilloried. So how are people supposed to pour out their heart about, you know, the person they want to spend the rest of their life with? Well, I can't even talk about what I need you to watch on the big telly. Find a big telly.
Or
barely
a
use it.
smart fridge. Or a smart fridge.
Yeah. What's everyone watching me on? What's everyone? If I'm not on the big telly, what am I even on? You watch me on a Palm Pilot? You watch me on a BlackBerry? What am I on now? A little phone, a laptop. Half of my laptop screen. Bird's gotten angry with me. I've been partially minimised. Second monitor, big telly. Thank you, Funky. One more point for you. Make you a mod. Hunched over my laptop like a golem in bed. Bloody hell. Sit on your sofa and have some crisps. Your right hand, typing in chat. Left hand, Indian style lemon chili crisps. Yum yum. I'll tell you what crisps I have. Lemon chili crisps. They should do a crispdle. These Co-Fresh chili and lemon grills. This should be in your left hand. Sofa cat, big telly, more my kind of guy. 1 million points for you. I've had you on a projector before. Brilliant. And you're in a happy relationship? You happy to save it? Other tab. Other tab? Primary tab, mate. In the tab. Can Snack Rex be a segment? You have to come in the chat to... These are the good shit. Yeah, these fucking rule. These crisps will kill me. Yeah, they absolutely slaughtered me and they will do again. I'm on the sofa with my laptop. Fine. Have you got any crisps? Yeah, Fluff. Welcome in. Come on in.
Oh, I'll swap out. I'll swap out then.
Yeah. What was your idea, Catbox, before you go? What did even we talk about?
It was just to like use. It was just to reverse.
archive.org. Yeah.
It was to use archive.org again, but also to do like a photo fit and post wanted posters around the place.
That was good.
Okay, I'm free now. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Slight delay.
Yes. Are you listening to me through Discord or do you listen to the stream?
I'm listening to you through Discord.
Okay, brilliant. Welcome to the Night Hole. What's your idea for a future segment?
I was thinking along the lines of Come Dine With Me.
Okay.
Where let's present their kind of competitive meals, but in the form of like a kind of photo montage, a painting, some kind of like they create the meal, but without creating the meal, and then chat have to judge who did the best meal.
Oh, okay. People have to represent the best meal they can. They're not cooking it. They're depicting it in some way.
Yeah, it could be a song. It could be a little dance video.
Me and some friends.
The abstract.
I once got invited to a WhatsApp group, and all you could do in the WhatsApp group was send videos of yourself describing everything you'd put on your ideal buffet plate. And you couldn't even start it with hello. You just start with the first ingredient. And this WhatsApp group went for months of people just regularly putting that in. So I like the idea of people combining their ideal plate. So it doesn't have to be like a coherent meal. It could just be like the best foods that could go together.
Yeah. Could be entirely abstract.
Yeah. Design the best dinner. But don't cook it. That's a rule. If you cook it, you're out.
Yeah, no cooking it.
And that means even after the stream, you'll have your victory taken away.
Never.
If
Never
you're
make
ever
that
caught
food.
eating that meal, you're disqualified. We've got a first-time chatter. I need help with a conundrum. I've tucked in bed. I'm very snugly tucked in bed, but I'm feeling hungry. What do I do? I've got you covered. You want some 30% less fat than regular potato crisps, co-fresh, chili and lemon flavored snack, proud to be #1 Indian snack brand. Serving suggestion, photography not representative of size. I like this. Josie Russell has suggested the name Come Design With Me. Think that works?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You can represent the dinner however you like, but points should mostly be allocated based on the dinner. Or should it be an art and dinner designing? What are they getting evaluated on? How beautiful the representation is, or how delicious the dinner would be?
I would say all of the above, really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. And you can be graded on literally anything. Come design with me. I like it. Albert suggested the name ID8, but I don't think it is easy to pass. I don't think that's easy to pass at all.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's a smashing idea. Thank you very much for suggesting it. Anyone from chat have any little caps we can put on it? Any additional twists, or do they see major hurdles or obstacles that are not yet apparent? I guess not. Thank you very much for the idea. I am going to say that should be... I think it should come up before Tock Slop, but after Difficult Peel. I think that's where that should live. Come design with me.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. I'll step out of the night hall now, and thank you.
Thank you very much for the suggestion, and thank you for coming in and delivering it.
Bye.
See you. Yeah, Bird is saying there's 2 food segments back to back. You're right. Toxlop still needs to come later. No, all right. We'll split it up with Toxlop for now. We need the themes to be varied. We talk about food a lot. There's a lot of food here. Scrandle, peeling an orange, designing the best dinner. I think Scrandle, starting the stream with Scrandle, has set people off with this whole food kick. I think we got no more food things. Food's a great unifier. There's more to life than food. I recently made some blondies. Blondies are dead good. What a dead good thing to bake. It's pretty important. Yeah, but I don't want a whole evening talking about food, because then the bits that aren't about food will seem really out of place, you know? Some people suggested chat fucking one another. Yeah, let's just talk about food. Hello, Bird. Welcome back.
Hello, sorry to darken your door again.
Always welcome.
I was really curious because a couple times you've described this as a magazine show.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's something in that. And would you expand on what you understand magazine show to mean? And then maybe we can kind of, from that, tease out what is maybe missing or else we could add.
To me, a magazine show is all about a kind of a modular structure. We go from this bit, and then we go from this bit, and then we go from this bit. And then if the next week we want to change it, we could remove the second bit and put a different bit in.
Yeah, okay.
Like Zap.
Because I don't know what that is, but yeah.
You don't know Zap?
I don't think I know Zap. What's Zap?
How old are you?
30.
Maybe you're slightly too young for Zap. You would have loved Zap.
I love magazines. To me, magazines were and still are the height of glamour and sophistication. Like, if I had disposable income, I would spend it on I would subscribe to magazines.
If you can look at the stream for a second, I'm going to show you how Zap worked.
Okay.
Zap was a children's show that was designed like a comic. So it was designed a bit like the Dandy or the Beano.
Right.
Did you ever read those?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm aware of the Beano. I know what the Beano is.
And so you're introduced to the characters that might be in it. But if I can just skip ahead, the hands were good. A lot of this show is designed for deaf children, so it didn't have much dialogue. But it would start the show, and you would zoom in on this comic, and then it's not going to show all 9 things. It's only going to pick some of them, and you know which one you're going to go into because it will zoom in on it.
Oh,
and so if you had So we're going to start with Cuthbert Lily, He's Dead Silly. So when I think of a magazine show,
interesting.
I think Zap.
Okay. In that case, what to you are like the segments or perhaps the areas of a magazine that would exist that we don't have? Because I can think of some, but is there anything that's really glaringly obvious to you that we don't have this?
When I think about actual magazines for adults, I think about it's all lifestyle and aspiration focused. It's all about consuming the right products.
Yeah.
And I like aspirational lifestyle to a degree, but I always think about reconfiguring your life and your relationship to the universe and other people, which you can consume like a fancy hat.
Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, interesting. Because I think because the Kirby has a cowboy hat on, a fancy hat.
I see. Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, yeah, because I think like, especially like if we're thinking about sort of more youth-oriented magazines, you might have like an agony aunt thing or an advice thing.
Yes, I completely understand what you're talking about now. Okay. Agony aunt, yeah.
Some kind of, that's so hot right now. The only thing I would say is that something that it is an anathema to me is the churn of those awful podcasts that just rip posts from Am I the Arsehole?
Yeah.
I hate those. However, yes. I've
You think
just
that's
seen
good?
the words agony aunt with British Sonic pop up on screen.
Can you explain what an agony aunt is for Albert?
Yeah, it's like a Dear Prudence, I think was the American one. Dear Abby, that's it. Dear Prudence is a Beatles song. Yeah, it's like Dear Abby. So in my experience of like reading magazines like Company or I can't remember what the other ones that I would read, it was always like, my first boyfriend wants to kiss, but I don't want to, or like, how do I become cooler at school? Or like, I've just moved and I need to learn how to make friends, like that kind of, it's like advice stuff. Like people would ask for tips for doing something or like advice with a problem in their life. So British Sonic.
Albert's response to learning what that is really amused me. Yes, we agree. We agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, and actually, when I was in America recently, I was listening to someone talk about a magazine archive that they were building, and they used the term agony aunt and then quickly had to explain it for the Americans in the room. And I think they said Dear Abby, which was the example that Maggie gave. But it truly was something that I didn't realize wasn't universal. I was like, everyone knows what an agony aunt is.
It's interesting
British
what
Sonic,
doesn't cross the Atlantic.
Yeah. British Sonic, I think, could be a wealth of knowledge.
And British Sonic feels like someone who wants to provide their 2 cents, you know?
Yeah.
They're happy to hold court about
come
the
on
correct way to behave.
Put 50p in British Sonic.
50p for British Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we should call it British Sonic's 50p. I think that's a really good title.
But and he needs the work.
Oh no, he's doing great with the Bastard Whoppers.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, this is just his side hustle now, collecting 50p's. An agony art section.
Yeah. So I think it could be chat members can send in questions, ask British Sonic to resolve disputes, give tips and tricks, sort of things about style, about life.
Yeah, that's great. We'll get some write-in column, and then British Sonic will just give people advice, help them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's also because it's good to kind of plug in, like, if you only get 1, that's fine. If you get 3, that's fine. Like, it would fit in with the structure quite well.
Okay, now I see that the way you're encouraging me to think about this, agony aunt is obviously a good one. What are the other like classic magazine sections?
Well, there's normally like, I guess if we think of it, it would be like it would open with your sort of the letter from the editor or whoever, which I guess would be like the tone setter. So is there like a tableau to set the tone? Obviously, then like a late night equivalent of this is the monologue, which is a lot of work for you to do every week, which I don't think you would have. I don't know if you would have fun.
I don't know if the monologue's really the vibe as well. What would I even talk about? The news, like monologues are normally about current events.
So that's what I'm saying. But I'm trying to think about the structure. We kind of have all of the image-based stuff and the food-based stuff kind of covers like food sections and possibly also style sections as well if we have the image finder. Puzzles is kind of covered by Scramble as well, technically.
And probably just a round of the Wikipedia game as well. Will just be a little
a round of the Wikipedia game. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Adverts. Just ads. Just play ads.
Yeah.
Just instantly like I think Adverts put celebrities are just like us. Which I don't know how we would Would that be like chat members? They're just like us.
Do you know what we need? We need a little bit of. Do you know what we need? Vapid. Oh, Albrot's here. Albrot's here. Hello. Albrot, you may be. Sending my own voice back at me. Sending my own voice back at me.
What? How am I doing that?
Yeah, it's making it impossible to talk to you. Making it impossible to talk to you.
That's so weird. Yeah, I'm definitely coming out through Albert's trial.
Let's just keep doing it and hearing it back until we get feedback.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fixed. Right, let me shift grandfather's hand. Oh, that's Kirby. That works too. Oh, I think Albert's fixed it by muting.
Okay. What were you going to say? Sorry, whilst Albert sorts his life out. You were about to say something.
Yeah, I was. I was going to think about things like Take a Break and That's Life, and these really like vapid human interest stories.
Yes. Oh my God. I remember every now and then someone would bring in a Take a Break or pick me up to school, and we would read the stories together.
Oh, are we back?
Is it
we're back.
Echoing you again?
Oh, yeah, it's not even an echo. I'm as loud as I was broadcast back. It's not like the normal thing of coming out of speakers and into things. It's a complete duplication of my signal back to me. I really want to introduce Albrot to That's Life magazine.
Yeah. God, yes. All of these terrible stories.
We all know That's Life, right? In the chat, no one's. It's always like.
Always like my hamster killed my mum. Like that kind of.
The ghost of a child killed my grandmother with arsenic. That's life. I love That's Life magazine. There's like some of them are like these like bizarre like. Just a story about someone who like poisoned 7 people in their life. And it just tells this matter-of-fact story of like multiple poisonings. And then just ends. My dad dressed as my mum to get away with her murder. That's life. Hooray for summer.
Yeah, that weird kind of juxtaposition of here's the worst thing that you could think possibly happening to somebody ever. And then like someone from EastEnders is on the beach.
Womb Raider tragedy. Electric shock horror. I could see my brain. I met my hubby in a graveyard.
So I guess I think it would be great if we could incorporate something of this. But what does that look like apart from like extracting tragic stories from the community? Do we find an old cover and talk about what we think the stories are?
No, because that's almost just as bad as going on Reddit, right?
Yeah.
That tells you all their crimes. I forgot how grim it was. I remember they were funny, but I forgot how tragic they were until we zoomed in on them.
Yeah, I remember one one being brought in where it was 2 women entered a relationship together and then found out that they were related. And I definitely remember pet death being involved in another story at some point. They were really grim. And like, I don't think these people were being fairly compensated.
Yeah, I think they just get like £100, £200 or something, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is just covered by having a call in with a topic. People will just talk about that topic. Maybe people will talk about their lives through that, and that's covered.
Possibly a call in, or I think a couple of people now, including Nń cáo², have suggested like a confessional. Not necessarily of like I electrocuted somebody, but just kind of.
You know what? Now that I've got this website that I can make just data forms in, I can make forms that people could submit things to, and I literally I collect no information beyond the text. So we could have a fess hole type thing, but a community fess hole.
Yeah. And it could be anything that people want to own up to. And maybe you absolve them of their sins. Maybe you just kind of let us sit with it for a minute.
Yes, maybe we can go through them all and decide which get absolved and which thing you can't get absolved from.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could be
Supreme
dangerous.
Court.
There wouldn't be a direct line between, like, if someone put something horrible in, I just could take it out.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Obviously, you can vet them, so
Yeah.
if someone does come to you with something concerning.
Hello.
Hey, it's
Hello.
Albert.
Hey, look at that.
Do you know what the problem was?
No.
Okay.
I was on my work computer and it was just looping audio back through for no reason.
Okay, cool. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Oh, I can talk louder, Josie.
I can give you a little cank as well.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
I'll just go back to screaming on your stream as I used to.
We like the shouting, but are you at work?
I'm working from home.
Oh, okay. Right, you can shout to your heart's content then.
Are you here
Yes.
to volunteer as an agony aunt now that you know what one is?
No, I'm not. My advice would be worse than none at all.
Brilliant.
I believe you wanted to explain a magazine to me?
Oh, well...
Bring it up. Bring them up.
Do you have any magazines like this in the US, or that you know of? This is... there's That's Life magazine. There's also Take a Break magazine in the UK. They are bizarre in that if you were to look at it from a distance, you might think
it just looks like a women's weekly or something.
Yes. However, when you zoom in, it's a collection of the tragicest stories, the most horrific life events.
It's incredible.
So
it's like a tabloid, but for normal people. Just all the crazy shit that happens to. Well, it just seems like these are just people who had horrible things happen.
They almost never have celebrities. So obviously there are, I guess, models on the cover, but it's almost always just ordinary people suffering.
I woke up and my face had melted. A marshmallow was to blame.
Yes. Also, it's full of crosswords. It's
I
all
love
like
these.
really simple word puzzles.
Yeah, you got to take the rough with the smooth.
And
Yeah,
I will
sometimes
say...
you-
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, sometimes your sister goes missing, you find her in a suitcase, but then you've also learned where you can get budget beauty options from supermarkets. That's nice.
Sorry, I'm stuck in the bath. Let's print a magazine article about it.
Yeah, cringe. Oh, yeah.
That's so cringe.
Mum's terror. Please don't stab my baby. Tragic Rosie dead on her honeymoon. Take a break.
Take a break.
Take a load off.
Is it just meant to remove some of the stress of the world by comparing you to people who have much worse problems?
I think it's just tabloid voyeurism, just like anything else. It's more, to me, the humor.
Wait, so that one's not That's Life. That's Life crime scene.
Yeah, this must be a specific true crime version. Pervert dressed as an elf to stalk me. Brute boyfriend attacked me at Xmas. I found a baby in the bin. Dad's diary revealed his double life as a killer. Because at some point, I can only imagine
it's Christmas.
that there was just a form of gradual evolution from this being just a woman's magazine full of reviews and product reviews, and somehow the tragic crime stuff just became overwhelmingly popular and just flourished in the magazine until everything lent that way.
Jesus, they're sister publications.
That
There's
makes
enough
sense.
for one publishing house to put out 2 magazines worth of horror stories every
Albert,
week?
this is Britain. There are a lot of people here who are miserable and suffering.
There is a
Well,
very
yeah, fair
specific
enough.
suffering-based outlook on life and human interaction. I imagine one just acquired the other. I imagine they were competitors at one point. No one in their right mind would design two magazines that competes in the exact same space like this.
Albert, no one would make up a story in a take a break. What are you talking about? All of these are real things that definitely happened.
Some of them are about ghosts.
I'm looking at the wiki for Take a Break, and it has monthly spin-off titles, and one of them sounds like the makeup or design a dinner that just got described. It's called Fiction Feast.
Oh.
Ooh.
There's also Take a Break Pets and Take a Break Super Savers.
How are the pets going to read it?
I hope those are similarly tragic.
Oh, Fiction Feast is an entire magazine about... Oh, this is them trying to get on Book Talk, I suppose. Book influencers.
Oh, yeah, the fairy that sprinkled some Easter magic.
I silenced my mother-in-law with a jar of jam.
Wow.
The clever way I exposed a cheating client. Why I framed my hubby for my own murder. Oh,
that's Gone Girl, isn't it?
So
basically, yeah.
These are the same stories that go in the main Take a Break, but these are more openly pieces of short fiction writing, whereas the others are just pretending to be true.
I suppose someone said that we should explain Dear Deirdre to Albert, but the thing that I was thinking about the other day was page 3. But I feel like if we start talking about trying to explain page 3, we'll take the stream to a very unpleasant place. But how fucked up that was, and how it was such a bizarre practice it was in the UK papers. Albert, Dear Deirdre is a sex advice column.
Okay.
Those definitely exist. You know, like, obviously, you know the way that people talk about like Cosmo's infamous sex tips.
Someone falling over.
Sorry, I had to adjust my microphone.
Okay.
Also, I do need to shout.
Great. The quote has been met.
That was great.
So I'm listening about Dear Deirdre. Sorry.
I'm laughing. That was a great laugh of someone falling. I think that was falling into a pit. If I had to decide that.
Oh, I could shout again and move my mic away as I do it.
Do you know, it didn't sound not as much as you'd hope. It was just more of the same.
It was a deeper pit. It was more like a slope, like you're on a beach and you tripped out of sand dune.
It sounded like you fell in an extremely shallow pit where you travelled barely any distance.
Well, what if I did it and exited the room while I did it?
Yeah, can you? Oh, that was good. That was really good.
That was really good. Also,
great.
big room.
Yeah.
All right.
You need to run while
Can we do something with this? Can we?
That's the official sound of the night hole.
Yes. I'm going to try and extract that sound.
That's the noise that people make as they fall into it. Yeah.
Every time we move to a new section, it's white text on a black background, and that sound.
Oh my god, there are tears running down my face. Jesus. Yeah, every week someone comes on and screams, and we try and work out what sort of scream that would be.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Rattle, falling down a big hole, seeing a spider.
And then, if we have like a true answer, it could just be like a quiz show. If it's possible to have a true answer to.
Burnzoid, yes. If there is some way that I could make Sean Morley embody Eurotrash.
I think I've got a little bit of that. I think over the years there's been flavours of that.
Do you think you could be like Jean-Paul Gaultier?
No. But I'm just saying there's been hints.
Mm.
By the way, we've got some new stock images now. We're now looking at Photo Disc Object Series 24 working bodies from 1997.
This is tremendous.
Oh,
Are these on the archive?
Yeah, they're just old stock image things from archive.org.
What's the licensing on these? Can I use these?
Good question. Good question. I don't know if I know the answer to that. It's definitely not displaying it in an easy to understand place. I think you're safe because it's from 1997.
I'm also not publishing anything that has a viewership more than the people in this chat right now. So
I can see there's a big Albert energy to almost every one of these. So have at it.
These are brilliant.
Anyway, the reason I joined the Night Hole was to expound on celebrities. They're just like us.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if that's a segment that people are familiar with over there.
Not at all.
But
I am from reading Heat, magazines like Heat. I'll shut up so Albert can explain.
Over here, I think it's in People magazine. Basically, they just have paparazzi take photos of like Ben Affleck putting groceries in the back of his car, and they're like, "Look, celebrities, they do normal shit." Wow, Callista Flockhart struggles to put her shoes on or something. You know, they're just like us. And so, what if at the beginning of the magazine show, Sean chose a photo of a celebrity doing something, and by the end of the episode, people could recreate the photo and put it in Discord, and we could judge who is the most like the celebrity.
Oh, that's good. Or it could be like...
Or it could just be one of these stock images. Shit, it doesn't have to be celebrities.
I like that idea. Either the stock images or the imitating an image of a photo of a celebrity. Particularly, I think you mentioned Ben Affleck. Like all of the photos of Ben Affleck looking exhausted, holding a Dunkin' iced coffee.
Yeah. It's very relatable.
I think so. It could work.
How about at some point? It seems like over the course of this, I'm going to eventually collect a really large repository of very unusual images. And during one section, a completely random one is chosen. And we don't know what it will be of. But whoever can most convincingly cosplay as that image wins.
Yeah.
Yes, I like this.
Have you ever seen the guy who does like cosplay using just items around his house, and they're very clever?
Is that Tommy Lenk? Is that Tommy Lenk who does that? Who's also known for doing Chloe 70?
No, I think it's some Chinese guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
But
I think that would be fun. And also it would be a fun activity for people to do whilst watching the stream.
Yeah.
It does mean I'll be sending a good portion off just to not watch the stream and look in their wardrobe.
No. They all have to put it on the big telly.
Yes, you can do it more easily if it's on the big telly.
Or you do it for the next week, right? So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You do it homework for next week.
I'm adding one criteria for a good segment, which is that it encourages people to put me on the big telly.
Now, I have a question about the big telly, which is, does it mean you just want to be on a TV, or does the TV have to be a certain size? Because I have a television screen, it's just not very big.
Big telly doesn't mean that the telly has to be big. I understand the confusion. It just means big telly's like the big light. It doesn't matter how big the light is. It's just that it's not a lamp. It's the light that's attached to your ceiling.
Right, okay. So, for example, I have this old television that I basically sometimes use as a second screen. Mm-hmm. If I put the stream on that second screen, is that big telly? Because it's technically on a TV, but it's still connected to my laptop.
I feel like the big telly is whatever is
using it. I think the big telly is
whatever that's the primary.
Exactly. So it can't be the second screen. If you're using it as a second screen, it's not the big telly.
Yeah, whatever you would watch a movie on if somebody came over.
Yeah, that's the big. Yeah, exactly. If someone came around specifically to watch a film, what would you use? That's your big telly.
Well, I guess that would be my laptop.
That's not a big telly.
Well, some of us are on part-time contracts, okay? Although televisions aren't expensive. I just don't really have the space.
I mean, he said it encourages people to put them on the big telly. It's not a requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not making a big deal of it. You've
already called some of us losers. You can't also call us broke. Like, you're trying to retain viewership here.
I got my big telly for free. When I moved back to the UK, I got a big telly for free. It could just happen. It can happen to anyone.
That's so true. Actually, when my granddad passed away almost 2 years ago now, he had a huge TV. And my mum did say, "Do you want it?" And I would have said yes, but we literally do not have space to put it in. Didn't have space to put it in the house.
Mount it on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Unused real
Why didn't
estate.
I think of that? Why didn't I think of that?
Just lay it on the floor and just lean over it.
Ponder it.
Slide it under your bed like a trundle bed.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that would have been the smart thing to do.
Anyway, I have to go finish my work and start preparing dinner. So thank you for welcoming me to the Night Hole.
Thank you. Always wonderful to see you, grandfather's hand. And I hope to see you again soon.
Ta-ta.
All right.
Lovely to hear your scream. I'm so happy that Albrock screaming is just becoming a very regular thing.
Me too. Have I served my purpose? Should I go so I can leave? Or is there like more that would be useful to you for us to work?
I'm happy. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I think anytime. Bye-bye. I won't scream. I'll just say
you're welcome to.
Bye.
All right. See you later.
No, it's meant to roll.
When you think Albrock, think screaming. Grugru, are you in the night hole?
Yeah, hiya.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. Do you think maybe this music has served its purpose now? It's time for that to stop.
Because I've joined the Discord, I can't hear the music anymore. So you're asking the one person.
I found a person whistling the same track, so maybe we'll listen to that. How have you been up to? Have you had a nice tea?
Yeah, been pretty good. I was thinking based on what Bird's sort of remit around stuff that is in a magazine that could also go in the show.
Yeah.
And I saw people in the chat saying reviews, but I think a lot of reviews are sort of often of like very sort of commercial things, like you'll have a product review that they want you to buy, or a restaurant review of a place that they want you to spend money at. So why not instead we have a liminal space review that someone submits, like a liminal or an abandoned space that they want to submit a review for.
Can we specify they have to have taken a photograph themselves? Can't be internet imagery.
I think they would need to submit video or image.
Users submit
showing how the space is used, maybe a little historical context.
To be reviewed. This is really good, yeah. And we'll play some nice drone music over it. And I will probably, because there's so much about like reviewing and competitions, I will probably make a little script that lets people just submit a number, and then at the end, when everyone's submitted it, it just takes an average, and then that's your score. It's just from everyone in chat averaged.
Yeah, I think the person submitting has to have actually been to the liminal or abandoned space in question.
100%. And if they can give some text or anything, if they can give us some more information, how did they get there? How did this happen? What do you know about this space?
Is it accessible? What's public transport like to get there?
Yeah.
Does it serve a community purpose? Do you think it has potential? What do you think it has potential for?
Yeah, what potential does it have? Do we need We probably don't need criteria for it to be reviewed on, right? It should just get one big number from everyone.
Yeah.
I like this. I think that's good. I think this should come near the end. I've got a feeling that everything that feels a bit slow, drony, spacey should be all part of this like long cool down. I think we'll get really giddy in the middle.
Cooldown, or do you want the people to have the ability to sort of... Do you want to have these things in your back pocket to calm people down?
Oh, yeah, like an emergency calm down.
Yeah, like if the difficult peel gets too exciting.
Which it will.
Or too controversial.
Which it will, yeah. Those are two problems it's going to have. Yeah, maybe the structure actually could be a little bit broader, vaguer. It doesn't need to necessarily go from A to B to C.
Well, also, if people are submitting those liminal spaces in advance, you'll have a sort of... Hopefully you would build up a backlog that you can just sort of drop in as and when you need to.
Yeah. Depending on what's popular, a lot of the ideas we're having involve on people making something and then sending that to me. So I probably couldn't launch all of these next week because I wouldn't... It's better to have a couple of things that people could be thinking about rather than ask like people to submit to 5 different pools of things. You know what I mean? It's better to have a bunch of liminal spaces and a bunch of something else.
Well, also for some of them, you'll some sort of time. So you'll need, for example, time for people to sort of have tragedies to share with the agony aunt.
Yeah, although I think we're going to we're going to try and veer away from tragedies, just have like life advice. But no, that sounds really good. I've put it in a liminal space review. I think that sounds really good.
My other thought was the other thing that you have in a magazine, as you well pointed out, was puzzles.
Mm.
And that actually you could set a riddle at the start of the stream.
Uh-huh.
And every now and then people just sort of submit ideas for... It doesn't necessarily have to be a riddle, it could just be a big question.
Will it have a definitive answer?
Well, that's up for you to decide, I think. It's your show.
A riddle?
Yeah.
I have to come up with a riddle every week?
Well, like I said, it doesn't have to be a riddle, it could just be a big question.
Well, I was thinking it'll always be a call show. So there will be like an open-ended question. But it would be more like, tell me about your shoes, rather than like, are crabs really sentient? I don't know if that's a riddle. Maybe that doesn't hit the criteria of a riddle.
Well, maybe another way that you could look at it is a question that someone has asked you during the week that you didn't know the answer to.
Yeah. I could use you as an agony aunt. So I could be like, here's a situation I was in this week, and I don't know if I dealt with it very well. What would you have done?
Yeah. Like, if you go to the corner shop and they're like, do you want these arrows? They're a quid. You could be like, you know what, I don't know. And then ask us.
Oh, I allow all of you to help me make a decision in my life about something I'm going to do in the future.
That's kind of a riddle, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we've veered quite far away from riddle. I just don't think I have the chops to write a weekly riddle that's got any staying power. It'll either be impossible or too easy. I don't know if I could... Riddles are hard.
Well, do you think that's an easy question? Do you want those arrows for £1?
Well, how many arrows am I getting for £1?
4.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. Even if I just sell them on or something. That's like way below market value. There's no discussion to be had here. That's a good price.
Okay, maybe the question I'm asking is how much are you willing to pay for 4 arrows?
Mint or just normal?
Oof. Normal.
Albrock wants this disc image. Hang on.
That's okay.
There you go,
Normal,
Albrook.
but then also, how much extra can I charge you for mint arrows?
You could definitely
you
charge me extra for mint. Jambud is pointing out it's a Nestle product, so I'm not supposed to.
Sorry,
guess...
Oracle, just to clarify, my best riddle is not do you want 4 arrows for £1? I'm just trying to think of things that could be more sort of real life situations.
Yeah, but even as an example of a riddle, even as just here's what a riddle could be.
Do you not feel conflicted when someone asks, if you want something and you don't know whether you do or not?
No, of course I do. Anytime anyone asks me if I want to do anything, I that gif of the woman and there's calculus flying all over her face. Woman, calculus, confused. This woman, do you know her? What's she from anyway? Where's she from? This woman who saw the algebra. Not even algebra, is it? It's something else. It's trigonometry. She's seeing trigonometry.
That's not all trigonometry, is it?
Well, this looked like trigonometry. This here looked like trigonometry, and then I looked over here and I realised that's algebra. I think here this is algebra. Sorry, these men shaking hands are a bit in the way for most people.
I mean, if you like, you could ask if you could sort of pose an algebra problem. But I feel like that would be
no, not that.
drier than you were originally intending.
Yeah, not that. Why don't I just do an open-ended calling question about life and living life, Just be like, what's a good example of a calling question?
Well, that's why I thought instead of you having to come up with a calling question, it might make sense if it was something that someone had asked you during the week that you were just delegating.
Yeah.
Even if you had to answer the question yourself in the spur of the moment, actually, would the community answer it differently?
Yeah, okay. We'll call this section Help Sean.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's call it Help Sean. Sean's Conundrum. Morley's Conundrum. Each title I give it's better than the last, but only slightly, and they're still quite bad.
It could be as simple as Morley's problem.
Morley's problem. That sounds right. That sounds like maths. Sean has an issue in his life for real and is asking for help. People call in and help. I think it's as simple as that, and it's wholesome, it's good, it's impactful, it's material. What the fuck is Morley's problem? Well, I've got a week to think of that. Oh, the Morley's whole problem, like Monty Hall problem, Morley's whole problem. Oh, I see, Maggie. You weren't just exclaiming. What the fuck is Morley's whole problem? Like Monty Hall problem. Oh yeah, Morley's whole problem. That's good. And I'll put in brackets here night because they know what hole. What the fuck is Morley's hole? That's why I put night. It's the night hole. That's clearer than it was, I think.
You think the things in parentheses are aiding rather than hindering understanding?
Look, I take them out and look what we've got. It says, what the fuck is Morley's whole problem? And then I could understand people doing the there's cream for that joke. But I think I've certainly sidestepped it with night in parentheses and Monty Hall in parentheses. This whistling's going right through me. 1 second. Let's just listen to Capcom soundtracks.
Okay.
There we go. Capcom Fighting Collection original soundtrack.
I also think that the idea of solving a real world problem, that's big telly material.
That is big telly, yeah.
You want everyone gathered around the big telly saying, Well, come round here. Sean's got a problem, and all the wise elders of the family will contribute.
Yeah. Can you help Sean with this? That's good. Yeah, that is really good. I was thinking about doing a stream that was all about. I'm due to sit down and try and contact some new venues and producers to get some more gigs in my diary. I was thinking, why don't we just do a stream like that where we isolate gigs I want to do and get in touch with people and just try and advance my career. Seems like a really bad idea now that I've said it.
Advancing your career?
No. Inviting chat to have any relationship with what I do to advance my career.
I think let's see how they cope with problems like, do you want 4 arrows for £1? And then sort of maybe work them up.
I just want to read to you the copy that's on the back of this photo disc CD. In the late 18th century, after his much publicised adventures, Casanova spent 13 years as a librarian for a count in Bohemia. J. Edgar Hoover worked as a cataloguer for the Library of Congress before finally beginning his own highly lauded 48 adventure with the FBI. Hoover's G-men apprehended many notorious criminals, including Al Capone, who coincidentally worked in a federal penitentiary library. Still, the most famous librarian remains Marian the Librarian, the role immortalised by Shirley Jones in the 1962 version of The Music Man. Today, Marianne would need a Master of Science degree and a keen knowledge of computer systems. That's the back of this stock image CD.
That really feels like a time capsule as a sort of, this was the ideal era for the librarian.
Do you think so? I thought it was kind of probably an awkward interregnum for the role of a librarian.
I don't think it's enormously gone well for them in the subsequent years.
No, but then the writing was on the wall here. Once the photo discs are lauding their praises, they're on the way out.
You think that their keen knowledge of computer systems is what did it in for them in the long run?
No, it was the requirement for them to evolve beyond analog media. Eventually, a lot of that archiving and systematizing is going to be outsourced to the bleepy bloop machines. Am I wrong?
No.
Where's the lie?
There wasn't really a question other than, am I wrong? So I didn't really know.
Yeah,
fair. Anything to add.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, do you know what? I think this is a good idea. Sean Morley's big problem. I'm now looking at my big list of ideas. I can't possibly integrate them all, but I feel like I've got an embarrassment of riches here. So thank you very much for your contribution, Grugru.
No, thank you for having me. We'll speak soon. I look forward to more Night Hall.
I will see you soon. I think I have an embarrassment of riches here. Jam, are you still around? I could use you as a sounding board as someone who's just arriving, and we could go through all the ideas. Hello, Jam. So I was soliciting. Is it not? Oh, I forgot. My ad block doesn't like this. My ad block will not enjoy this. Is this going to be copyrighted? I love Pilot Red Sun. Anyone here know Pilot Red Sun? Is there going to be a thing on this? I think we'll be safe. Okay, so here's what we've been up to. I have been asking people what segments should go in my new magazine show of the Night Hall. And I'm going to read to you top to bottom all the ideas we have. And then we're going to end. Maybe we'll do one last Wikipedia game and then we'll end. Okay. So we want segments that are repeatable, economical, achievable, and encourages people to watch the stream on the big telly. It's going to start with me saying hello to people in the chat. Then we're going to play a game of Scrandle, which is like Wordle, but you're rating football stadium snacks. this doesn't really have a position in the order. But if someone sends me community videos, I'll just show them. That's a bit, perhaps, now that we've had a lot more focused ideas, this one seems a little bit vague. It's not all like Wordle, yeah, but it's named after Wordle, isn't it? We've got a competition called the Difficult Peel. Viewers encouraged to compete over how difficultly they can peel an orange. So obviously, if you just take an easy peeler and open it with your thumbnails, that's not very difficult, so you're not going to get many points. If you manage to somehow shoot some off with a gun, then that's much harder. But there are still probably harder methods to be discovered. Difficultly. Oh yeah, difficultly. Thanks. Talk Shop. We're going to use the TikTok content creator analytics function, and it shows you in there content that people are searching for, but for which there aren't many videos on. We're going to look at what people are searching for now, but are not being served by their TikTok algorithm. And we're going to make a 30-second to 1-minute video about it and upload it. How many people are doing the orange each show? Who knows? Who knows? Some things are game shows, some things are competitive. There's always going to be a call-in overlay. So people are going to be calling in at regular intervals to discuss a topic. I should have said that somewhere. Maybe I'll put in, like, in the plan, overall, constant. People ringing in about the topic of the week. I don't understand the scope of the orange segment. We'll have a leaderboard. We'll have a leaderboard of who has peeled an orange in the most difficult way, and people submit to it a video of them peeling an orange, trying to get to the top of the leaderboard and win. That's it. There's Talk Slop. There's Come Design With Me, where people have to design their best dinner and represent it in some way. And then we also, that's a leaderboard as well. Yeah, only if someone calls them with an orange. They can either do it live if they're feeling cocky, that might get extra points, or they can film themselves doing it. Liminal space review. Users submit videos or images of liminal spaces to be reviewed. And then it ends with Jack and Morley. Sean reads short stories submitted by chat combined with random music and random images. And that's why we started looking into archive.org stock image repositories like this one. This is designed to be completely modular. It's my idea of a magazine show is it's just something with lots of different modular segments. I don't know what this was. Bird bath interviews. Don't know what this is. Photo fitties, aka ISO. People get a poster. People come in who are looking for love, and they get a photo fit poster made from stock images of their ideal partner, and we write about who they're looking for in the world and make them a wanted poster that they can put up in their local neighborhood. Hello, Harry Hardy. Image finder. Someone describes an incredibly specific image or a vibe they want, and then we all just go and try and find the best image for that person until they're happy. British Sonic's 50p. This is an agony art section featuring everyone's favorite British Sonic. Adverts, community fest hole. I don't know what adverts is. I'm going to put it up there with bird bath interviews, as I don't know what that is. Community fest hole. I'll create a fest hole for the community and I'll just read things out randomly. And then this is what the fuck is Morley's night hole, Monty Hall problem. I asked chat to help me with a real issue in my real life and just submit callers in to come and help me. So obviously, I don't think we can do all of these next week. Too many of them require people to go off and make things. I think I'd need to pick 2 things that people could make and submit. And then other stuff will just be... Oh, speed cosplay. A competition to cosplay is a random image I choose at the beginning of the stream. But it should be a week in advance. I don't want to be sending people off into their wardrobe while I'm live. I want to be on the big telly. But yeah, we have an abundance of ideas. I'm going to pick some of them to trial. Could you make a web page for the Night Hall and have all the segments and submissions in one place? Yeah. Speed, but it's a week. Maybe it should be the beginning of the stream. All right, chat, what do you think? Should people have a week to think about it, or should people have just the length of the stream to do it? Maybe it'll be funnier. Maybe it'll be funnier for it to be at the beginning of the stream. I think that is better. Yeah, length of the stream. All right, I'm convinced. All right, I think that's lots of very good ideas. Yeah, but there's other things people can have all week for, Rosanna. I think you're right. Obviously, people could do a better job, but we want shit jobs. I think this one is benefited the most from being shit and done quickly. People can spend their week thinking about how to peel an orange. The downside of being during the stream is I'm sending people, view watchers away. I'm sending people who would otherwise be watching the stream off into the recesses of their house. Okay, I think we've designed not a perfect stream, but something that can and will happen. Yeah, all right, or it's done, or shortly before the stream starts, or during the pre-stream. Like that image could just be up during the pre-stream. Here's the image, dress as this. I don't know if it's really going to be very compatible with the TikTok generation. I think it could be don't forget your toothbrush for the don't forget your toothbrush generation, with some modifications. I think that's everything I wanted to do. I've had a great time. Thank you for everyone who called in. I think this has been an absolute belter. I think the Night Hall is back and better than ever. I really enjoyed showing Albert take a break. I think I'm happy. I think I'm just so happy. All right, one last Wikipedia game. One last Wikipedia game. As soon as someone gets it, we're off. $250 articles rejected, including the Kabul High. What are the commands for the Wikipedia game? Just guess. Exclamation mark guess followed by what you think it might be. It's just looking for an article that's big enough. And it's struggling. Sometimes it gets up to about 1,000 articles rejected. 1,000 articles rejected, including Val Applewhite. Well, I'll get it on purpose. I'm still trying to win. Are people looking forward to more Vision? Do you remember that more Vision's happening? It's rejecting things that aren't long enough, but it's getting Wikipedia pages completely at random. And it's looking for something that is 7,500 words or longer and has a picture. But most Wikipedia articles are tiny. They're just stubs. So it's just look at the draw how long it takes. There we go.
From a random Wikipedia page. For example, the UK market after the new electricity trading arrangements in UK and the market in New Zealand let the market sort out all the frictions before real time.
There you go. What Wikipedia article is that from? Plug sockets, National Grid. Nĩa cáo tên. Congratulations to ൦hedactyl. You are our first ever Wikipedia game winner with a grand total of 2 points. I didn't think it could be done. I don't understand how you did it. Maybe the Wikipedia game is good. I think that's a surprise to everyone, but maybe the game is pretty good. It's about context clues. Okay. Wait for photo fitties, Că hedactyl. This is an asexual stream until then. See you later, everyone. I will be back, but I will not be well. I will be happy, but I will not be healthy. I am going to bed. Thank you for watching. Live well. I will see some of you at the Glang Show, and most of you I will see right here. Be nice. Be kind. I feel like there should be a rule of 3 to that, but I don't have anything. Goodbye.